2025 is nearly finished. About to head into 2026, man. Why not look back at Arne Slot's year so far, man? Some crazy ass results, losing like 9 games in a row. I think it's about 9 games in a row. The lads are here though to discuss it, man. I even got a few quotes, out of context quotes from Arne Slot through the year. So we'll have a look at those. We'll have a look at those as well. Big up to South, big up to FOZI, big up to Cav. How's the lads today, man? It's a nice day as well, to be fair. It's cold, but sun's out. Feels good, man.
It's the perfect day. I love this weather. You guys love this weather? Where it's freezing cold, but the sun's out.
Frosty.
This is football weather to me, bro.
Yeah, this is the best, man.
Go and kick some football later, bro. What is it? Wednesday today. It's football day still. Big up to the chat, though. Hope everyone's blessed and well. Where do we want to start, man? Do we want to just give our little point of views over the manager over the year, or do we want to go look at? Because I've got the results up as well. From the 29th of December last year, and then obviously I can just flick through some of them and see if you guys can remember. But there's some good results, but there's some bad ones in there as well, boy. There's some bad ones, and I'll get to the quotes, man. But oh yeah, quick one. Well, why was Gabriel trolling Onana yesterday, bro? You know when Villa won their game and Onana did this celebration 1, 2, 3, put the 3 points in my pocket. Yeah. Why did Gabriel troll him, bro?
Hey man, that's beautiful, bro. Shitoutery, bro. It's finest. I love it.
You need to troll him, bro. I was like, he had nothing to do with that game, bro. Not like he called you, man, out.
It's personality, man. Our club could use some. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's easier when you're winning, but that's what you want to see, man. We've asked for the longest time for these players to come out and express themselves, talk in interviews and all of this and that. So, look, we can't hate it because it's not our team. So I'm here for it. I wish our players would do more of it. I tell you what, even in the terrible season we're having, I'd still take it. Just be a shit house, man.
I don't know.
If Wolves 2-1, just go off like clapping the crowd, just make the most of it. Like, yeah, why not?
Nah, but we would call it out though. I think we would have a problem with it. It's like you might just won one game.
You're being criticized either way. So
you man won one game. You think you could run around clapping the fans like we won something? Dickheads, bro. Get off the pitch. Nah, I swear we would crash out if they ran around doing that. I don't think we would have it, bro. Winning wise, yeah. But yeah, what Arne Slot, lads, man. We've had him for what? A year and a half now. He's won us the Premier League in his first year. But since the turn of the year of 2025, I don't know what's happened. Has he just been good for 6 months in his tenure at Liverpool and then just cruised the rest of the year? Well, the rest of last season to kind of win the league because we done so well at the beginning, the first half of the season. Because since 2025, boy, it's been...
He rested on his laurels, man. I don't think we were that great to begin with, to be honest. But I'll just give him that. Because you know, you guys know, like the whole time I didn't enjoy the football. I enjoyed the wins. But you're right, the turn of the year is correct. Obviously, we'll get into the results in a minute. I think he just got lured into a false sense of security with how the Premier League is because he thought it was going to be one way. He came into the league, and it was off the back of Klopp's final season. I think we won a trophy that season. We were there or thereabouts in the title race up until like the last 9 games of the season, but it was kind of one of them half-hearted title races, like we kind of petered out, which is fine, whatever. And teams were already changing the way they played against us, so it was almost like the last hurrah for Klopp. We're just going to attack. They're going to attack, see what happens. But teams started to not respect our kind of football anymore, so they wasn't sitting back in low. That final season for Klopp, they weren't sitting back in a low block and that against us. Most of the teams, they thought they could get at us. Now, it's not in the same way they get at Slot's Liverpool team, because that's through set pieces and long balls and stuff. That one was like, yeah, we'll just catch you. Like, we'll soak up some pressure and catch you on a counter-attack because you're a bit leaky at the back.
Yeah.
So he would have benefited coming into
Savage, wasn't we conceding goals in the first few minutes?
We had the same thing. We conceded for half of the season. For half of the season, we were conceding goals in the first half, first 15 minutes of a game. And then we'd have to score 2 goals, which is what Slot's been doing at the beginning of this season. And back then I was saying it's going to run out because you're going to require the strikers and everyone to play above their level to keep scoring more goals. And to be fair, the way he played was, I'm using Trent and Salah didn't really use Nunes and Jota as much. They didn't get too much goals. And Gakpo, and because I was watching Gakpo's goals back from last season earlier, and he was completely different, bro. Like when I watched that Gakpo to this one, the positioning alone, he was cold.
It was.
The only thing you used to complain about Gakpo is that he used to go missing in games. Now no one talks about him going missing. It's about him doing too much and it not working. So that was the reliance. He would have benefited coming into a Klopp team if Klopp had left the season before and he came into the league when people were low blocking and that. He probably wouldn't have won the league, but he would have got an understanding and started to build a team for that kind of football. This is the Premier League. He came into a team where no one respected us, so all we did was catch people on transition and counter attacks. And I promise, if no one believes me, just go back and watch our goals from last season. The team when we smash teams, there's so many goals where it's just Salah running with the ball on transition, Szoboszlai running with the ball on transition, Trent. Well, you don't have to run with Trent because you're just Hollywood ball.
He'll give you that ball,
yeah.
Then we get to the new season because we win the league early, and obviously, first of all, I want to say, and I said it at the time, and everyone told me to shut up and just enjoy them. No, but they did like literally told me to shut up and I was like, no,
they did.
It's being disrespectful to the league going to IB for now, bro. Like I knew it at the time. It just doesn't set the right. I'm so used to Pep and that winning and being like when they interview him, we didn't even get to enjoy it as much because we were just back to work. I was thinking, nah, that's for them. They're millionaires. They can sort it out when they're done football. This guy went to Ibiza. He didn't just go to Ibiza. He sent the team one place. And he was with his homies one place. It's crazy that the shot girls, the slut girls in it, they had one girl had the S up in the L. He didn't say Liverpool, slut. So he done that. I knew that was going to happen. And we started playing bad from then anyway. We had some bad results. The League Cup for me was the end. For me and Slot, it was the end. And I watched the stream with me, Kevin, Ends talking about it.
Well, this season or last season's final?
Yeah, last season League Cup final when he sat dunked on us. It was over then for me. Because everything you see now, I promise every one of you, what's the problem with Liverpool now? Go back and watch PSG when we won 1-0 when Harvey scored, and go watch that Newcastle game. And every problem we have now is in those two games, bro. Every single one. So that's what happened, man. And he could have used that half a year when the league was already done to start changing the way we play, fixing a new system. He didn't. Went into the new season. We had a shorter preseason in terms of games because Klopp used to have like 3 games and he'd go to Germany and then have 3 games. This geezer just had a few games, dipped off in Japan. And then the new season started the way preseason was. Normally people tell me preseason don't matter. I'm telling you, the pattern what was in preseason of how bad we were. When we were playing against Wataru's Brethren, we won in the end, but we were struggling and they bopped us off the park. Bro, it's all there. The writing was all on the wall and that's slotting. I don't even need to talk about this season because everything I said, it's done. That was it. And that's what we've had this season. And this is what it is. Slot ball.
Yeah, slot ball's been outrageous. Is he still the man for the job? Because
hell no.
There is some fans that still think that he's improving.
Improving what?
And he can turn it around.
No, bro. Listen, you're watching games now. Like you're falling asleep. I don't understand what we're improving. Okay, we're winning games. That's great. But like, was it 7 games unbeaten or something like that? And we drew a few. Yeah. I'm just looking at it like when you have that system that hard to beat, then you see improvements in the play, don't you? After that, how we're gonna like win games and passing, positional. Awareness and things like that. There's nothing like that. It's just every time I'm watching Liverpool at the moment, it's just boring. There's nothing exciting about us, and I don't see anything that's making me look forward to the next game. To think about like we're gonna play better football. I don't. It's panicking, guys. It's just like he's playing against his principle, like as he said in his press conference. Like this is not the way he normally plays. He's playing against his principles and he's getting wins in this way. But what about when he comes out of that and tries to go back to what he was doing again? It's going to be even worse. We're going to concede goals again. We're going to be open in the middle. We're going to be, as well as the set pieces goals we concede, we're going to concede goals from all over the place. So I think it's done, guys. I honestly don't think we're going to get any better than what we're seeing because I've watched him in the last 2 seasons. I've never seen us, have that consistent run of winning games with excitement or just having the 3-0 home games that we used to get every single time back in the day. Like, we don't even do that. So I don't see any improvements coming up. I'm telling you guys, I promise you, you're gonna be all that very, very soon, because we're just in a bad way, and I think some people are just refusing to accept it. I've accepted it a while ago. I tried to be positive about it, but telling the truth is the way, man. And I don't see anything, man. And the worst part of it is, like Savage said, last season when he came in, he started playing a Klopp football. Like when you play, and he did say when he first came to Liverpool, I'm gonna play the Klopp way because we're similar, but I'm slightly different. He played that until the second part of the season, and all of a sudden he started playing different type of football, and we haven't recovered since, if you know what I mean. So that's a lie as well. He lied about us. That's not Klopp's football. That's not like football in transition. We're not closing down players anymore. We don't do things that Klopp used to do. So that's a lie as well. Yeah, listen, guys. Like, I can't come on here on streams every single time telling people, false hopes. You just got to be honest with yourself. The guy's just not good enough. And if you think like we're gonna improve from here, you're gonna wait a long time. You're gonna wait a long, long time, because it's never gonna happen, man.
Right. What about you, Cav, man? Where's your head at? 2025, nearly done. And bro, we're in fourth now, I guess. But we was down in 12th, I think, a few weeks ago.
I'll be honest, that I can and can't believe we're in the situation we're in, because for the longest time, we as a club have been like the smartest operators around. Like with our recruitment, our selection of managers. FSG made some mistakes, but you can see that they're sort of learning from their mistakes as well, and they've built a good club. Let's not lie about it. I know we've got plenty of history before FSG, but we were in the mud, and they've built up and built up and built up, and credit to them for their sort of what they've done since they've owned us. And it felt like during the sort of end of the Klopp reign and the very start of the Slot reign, we were the best at everything: recruitment, training academy, the AXA, the academy. It felt like everything was going well for us. It felt like we were looking across the road at United and seeing what was going poorly over there and doing the opposite. And you just had, I certainly had just complete trust that the club would be successful. And it just goes to show, like, a few wrong decisions, and it can open up the sort of the doors and the windows to actually some of the problems that you maybe are covering up when things are going so well. I think for me, I'm trying to take myself back to before Slot joined, and then the early days. And I was kind of at a point with Klopp where I thought that I was tempted by the idea of bringing in a different type of manager, or having a different type of ethos of football, whereby we have a little bit more control. We're a bit more technical. It's not 100% energy work rate, because although that was successful when you look back, we also did get to the end of the seasons and legs were falling off and injuries were happening, and it felt like Man City kind of were able to beat us because they had the energy, the work rate, but they had technical ability. They could control games. They were a bit more strategic and structured in their sort of methodology. And I kind of thought, if Klopp's going to go and we bring a manager in that can offer us a little bit of that, then we might improve yet again. And that kind of was the case early on with Slot. Like, we still had the work rate, we still had the energy, we still had the high press, but we had this recognition in games when to put our foot over the ball and just slow it down and control it. And ultimately, as boring as it was in moments, it did get us across the line in games, and it did win as a league title. My concern now comes in the fact that I think we've gone too far with that, and we've lost the previous identity and regime, and we've gone all in and being really technical, really structured, and it's not worked. And in that process, we've lost our identity, I believe. I think we've always been successful because our foundation is running, high pressing, hard work. We're humble, respect the opposition we're up against. And it doesn't matter if we're playing against a side in the relegation zone, we still know we've got to fight against them. And you could see that in the games, and we earned the right to play. And it just feels like we've gone away from that, and we've really tried to become a team that's so it thinks it's so good that we can control everything, and really we control nothing. So I actually think Slot's not a bad manager. I just don't think he's right for Liverpool, because you've got to be a lot of things to be a successful Liverpool manager. But one of the key things is you've got to recognise what the fans want.
Yeah.
And I think we're crying out for a bit of inspiration, certainly at Anfield, for the fans to sort of get behind.
Exactly.
Like, if the fans are going to stand there in a cold stadium watching the team, they at least want to be supporting. They want something to get them off their seat. They want something to sort of cheer about or look around and chant with. But there's nothing happening on the pitch that inspires you to do that. And then you look over to the touchline, and you've got a manager that isn't out there running up and down the touchline. He's not barking out instructions. He's just stood there, or in his seat. So you're not even inspired by him. And before you know it, the whole thing's completely flat. And that's not Liverpool, because I believe Liverpool don't have to have the best players and don't have to have the best team or the best tactics. But if you've got a manager, or you've got the backing of the fans somehow, then that gives you that extra 5%. That means you can get to sort of Champions League finals and things like that. Yeah. You know, and that for me is where I've lost hope with him. It's not that I don't think he can come up with a system that could possibly work, or these new players would settle and we can go through a bit of a transition and play better football. I think we will never be Liverpool, because I don't think the fans are inspired by him enough. And that's where the faith's gone for me. Now, I don't know what manager could come in and do that, but I certainly know it's not Slot.
No, fairs, bro. Fair. It's crazy, isn't it? Because after winning the league, you just think, okay, you can only go from strength to strength here, especially with the summer that we got. Yeah. We got the players in. You thought there was a bit of excitement around the team, around the club. We're going after the players that you never really usually go for, because we normally go for that maybe our second choice, third choice, and then they become good because of hard work and coaching and stuff like that. But to get the type of players we got in, you thought, okay, maybe there's some exciting football about to happen at Liverpool. Maybe there's going to be this free-flowing, expansive football that we're about to play. And then we got this, man. We got this. And it started from the start of the year. Like, I was looking at the results, innit, because you guys were saying it, right? And, bro, some of these results, so at the turn of the year, the 29th of December last year, we beat West Ham 5-0.
Yeah.
Smoked them 5-0. And then we started the year off with a 2-2 draw at Anfield against Man United. And that was the day I realized something was kind of crazy with the team, because I'm like, we won 5-0. How are we drawing against this Man United team?
That was a thingy, in it. Was that Amarim?
Yeah.
So it just came in. It's weird time that, because I remember the West Ham game. That's the game when we actually were really good. I remember Salah was on fire that game. I think that's the game. Remember, so I'll rejog people's memory. Do you remember when Salah did that skill? What was an accident, and he went from Avrapan?
Yeah, the nutmeg the player.
Yeah. It's that game. Is that because Trent scored a screamer in that game? I think Jota.
I've never seen a skill like it, Sam.
I didn't mean to do it.
I don't know. That's what I was about to say. I don't know if he meant to do it, but it was crazy. I had to watch it back like 10 times.
Yeah, because what happened was, I know he didn't mean to do it, because after the game, he said that I missed the ball.
Yeah.
So he said that he didn't, because everyone was screwing at me and then said, "Oh no, he meant to do it." I'm like, "No, bro, he clearly didn't. That's not a proper skill, bro. What is that?" And then he said, "Now, yeah, I mean, he went to do that," because I remember Trent screaming from outside the box looked like it was a deflection. He just went, keeper didn't move. Jota put one in the top bins. Yeah, man.
Cody scored in that game as well.
Yeah. Because man, that game was cold, bro. And I was thinking after that game, like, carry on playing like this, but you have to remember, West Ham I think we smoked them twice that season. Like they weren't too good still, but
I think we beat them in the cup as well.
Yeah, we did. But yeah, end is right, man. We had Man U after that, and that's what I'm saying about Gakpo, because then he scored a screamer against Man U as well, and he did the cutting Cody thing, cutting bins, and then Salah scored a penalty in it and was winning 2-0, and then what happened after that, bro? Because that was Diallo in the 80th minute. Dark.
And then we played against Spurs after that in the League Cup semi-finals. We lost 1-0. Obviously, we beat Accrington Stanley 4-0. Then we drew with Forest, and that was when the Forest fans were singing like, "We're in your head, Arne Slot."
That's a big tune, though.
So you're thinking, all right, then we beat Brentford 2-0.
That's the header on Dia and the Nunes chip, right?
Yeah.
Fixture?
No, that was a different season. You're talking about when Nunes.
Let me click it. Let me see. Nunes scored 2 in this game.
Nunes
Not the chip, though.
Yeah. That game's a massive game, you know. That's
It was a turning point for us.
That's the one because I remember because he ripped his top off and that when he scored, but like that. That's the game because I remember the commentator saying the title race is alive because we drew back-to-back games with Nottingham and Man U. At that point, I think it's like game week 20, and we were top of the table by like 6 points, but Arsenal had a game in hand. So that we
had to win.
Yeah. It's a big game, man. Big game.
We smoked Ipswich 4-1. We lost to PSV, but is that the one when they threw Jaden? Is that the game we spoke? Or was it not?
Yeah.
When Jaden Dan was on like a lone wolf up top on his ones.
Yeah.
I remember.
That was the game where everybody criticised Dan's.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think because Ipswich, Gakpo scored 2 in that game, and then Lille was Harvey and Salah in it.
Yeah,
it was Harvey. That.
And then what's his name? Got sent
Jonathan
off.
David. Jonathan David scored that dodgy goal in it. Yeah, but you're right. PSV is one of them, and you can write that one off, bro. Like,
it was a reserve team in a way.
Yeah, probably a sign of things.
Endo was playing as a centre back in that game as well. So
I remember Enzo's face in that
game. And I think Robertson was playing as a centre back as well.
Now Jaden Dams was running around, bro. Like,
yeah, he was all over.
He was winding me up, bro, because I was like, just left him out to sea, you know.
Yeah. Like I miss him as well because I think he could be good in this squad.
Yeah, he can.
He's a unit, but they hung him out to dry, boy.
They did, man.
But look, then we had Bournemouth beat them 2-0. Then we smoked Spurs in that second leg 4-0. That's when I remembered. Yeah,
that's the game, bro. That game.
No, before that, Sav, we had Plymouth.
Do we have Plymouth? Oh, the one we lost.
1-0. Yeah, we got top.
Goodness me, man.
Yo, that Plymouth game was dark, man.
Embarrassing, man.
They had
when everyone said get Chiesa out.
That's so unfair of everyone to like turn on Chiesa for that one game when he weren't just him playing.
There was a lot of players underperforming in that game.
Who was playing? I don't remember. I just remember Chiesa.
He was trying.
I think Gomez got off in the first few minutes. He got injured, didn't it?
He got injured.
He just went all pear-shaped after that.
Do you at this point, what's your feelings around Slot? Is your mind made up at this point?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Get him out, man.
Because it was another nail in the coffin for me, that Plymouth tie, because for years under Klopp, he might put out a young side, but it was a young side that you kind of thought, yeah, but it's got the manager's backed him so much and he's bigged him up so much and he's instilled so much belief that they'll still go out there and find a way and do a job. And
we won the Carling Cup, didn't we? So the League Cup, we won the League Cup with the youngsters against Chelsea, didn't we, Kev? So yeah. Right.
So then, like when we come up against Plymouth and stuff, like we've obviously seen like other Premier League sides like get knocked out by lower division sides like United quite famously and stuff of recent times. And I was like, don't be that. If you're going to put like a changed team out, like back them. Like, let's just go in with like, even if it's false hope, just go all in. And it was like, it weren't that. And then we lost the game and it was a bit like, oh, yeah, this is just
you know that Plymouth game wasn't right. It wasn't any Plymouth team. It wasn't some flying high. They just lost their manager.
And I
remember Rob Guy made a big deal of like their new manager's tactics, and he was giving them this speech, and I couldn't believe it, man. They had that one geezer with the ponytail who's just bullying us. He had a missing tooth and that, bro. I remember he was proper like every time he jumped up for a header. You know them guys where it's like Sunday League and that put one on him. He knew. Yeah, he knew, man. And then I know no one remembers this in it, but in the last second of the game, the ball fell to Nunes right in front of the goalkeeper. He just kicked that keeper.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
I think he ever kicked that. He headed it directly at him, but he was
savage. The worst part of it is
that's when they said game. They said game out.
They were rock bottom of the table of the championship as well, and we still like didn't get anything out of that game. Yeah, man. It just goes to show. Cav, you're right. You know when you intentionally like get out of competitions, you corrupt players' minds. You know that's how Man United's become like the way they are, because they were intentionally throwing games back in the day for Liverpool not to win league titles and things like that. You can't put that on players' minds, man. You got to go for every game, even if you, like you said, even if you've got youngsters in the team, you still got the experienced players around them, and you still got to go for games. And with Arne Slot, whenever I watch us in cups now, like he's like intentionally throwing games away. So what do you expect players' minds are going to be?
It's a key point. It's a key point, really, because this is where I think sort of I've lost faith in Slot is that every team selection and how you talk about these kind of ties, you might just see them as early rounds of the cups, but you're sending a message out to the players. And then messages eventually become your identity. So if you're putting a change side out and you're not speaking up of the players, or you're not talking in a way that we've seen with Klopp in the past, not to keep comparing it, where it's like, no, we respect Plymouth, it's a tough tie, it's this, but we back up, and all of that. Then what you're actually saying to the players is, you can have a day off when you want. You know, you can relax when you want. You don't need to be at 100% all the time. You don't need to be. You don't need that elite mentality. You just got to play well when the time comes. But it don't work like that. It just don't work like that. And the message you send, Slot has constantly sent out to these players is, yeah, put your foot over the ball. It's okay to be slow. It's okay to take your time. Oh yeah, I'm going to change a lineup for a cup game. I'm going to disrespect the opposition. I'm going to throw cup ties and things like that. Suddenly then you look at the team where you want them to get up and want them to fight and want them to give 100%, and they can't, because that's not the message that's been sent recently. So it feeds into that identity, and that's where Slot, hindsight's a wonderful thing, but that's where Slot's kind of bit by bit chopped away at what his identity is at Liverpool.
Well, yeah, because in the press conference a couple of weeks ago when he was talking about injuries, he made a statement which I hated, and he could have just kept to himself. But he was like, I think you'll find that, like, I know people didn't like it at the time, but my selection against Palace, I think it was the right selection.
Yeah.
As you can see now, we've got loads of injuries, and I'm like, what? You just I don't need you telling me that you threw away the game. Let's let me believe that you threw away the game.
Yeah,
because he's basically telling you there, like, yeah, I rested all them, man, because I just didn't want to get any more injuries. I'm like, so why did you have to choose the Palace game, bro? It's a knockout tournament. There's no get back. When you gone.
That's self-preservation, though, isn't it? That's him going, I did the right thing. But we as Liverpool fans don't want our man. If our manager's doing well, we will hold you up. We don't need you justifying your own decisions. Exactly. We would rather have a manager that just, if you think that, like you said, keep it to yourself, but let the message across to the fans be, we fight for everything, no excuses. Yeah. And that's not what he gives us. Too often I hear things from him where I'm like, hold on a minute. I don't need you to back your case. I don't need you to defend yourself. I'm thinking about my club, you know. So who gives a shit if that was the right decision back there at Palace? Like you say, Sam, you don't need to say that. That's not the message that we need, that we want.
He's a very arrogant guy, guys. You know that he's a very arrogant manager, man. That's the problem with this guy. And I don't think, you know, Liverpool. I don't know if there's anyone that assists him when he speaks or something like that and tells him don't say things like that.
No, there is. There's always the media team. Oh, yeah, they're always next to him.
Like, with all them games and how it's gone this season, obviously in that list, bro, we went on to Everton, the 2-2 game, and that I'm not going to forget that game, because that was Beto scored early in that game, and we got the game back. This is what I'm saying. It's still the same problem which we had on the weekend. We won against Wolves, but everyone in the chat was saying to me, "Oh yeah, enjoy it." If Josh is in here still, he was like, "Yeah, we need to go for them," and I said, "Nah, bro. Listen, I know what we're like in it. We need to learn to control the game. Like, we're winning. It's 2-0. It's Wolves. We don't need to go." And then as soon as we came out in the second half, I seen how Wolves are playing, and that's what happened when we played Everton. Because I think Salah ended up scoring again, maybe Gakpo. It was 2-1. Just control the game. This is the game when Tarkowski scored in the last minute, innit? Like the 99th minute or something. Roasted it. And they got into a fight with Curtis, and Decore got sent off and all that. And Slot got sent off and all that. Yeah, man. The writing was on the wall early, and then I think after that we drew against Villa 2-2. All these results are mad. Like, to draw 2-2 with Everton and draw with Villa 2-2 not long after it. It was over with. And in between this, obviously we had all the cup games and that. So
we beat Wolves the game after 2-1, and then we had the Villa game 2-2.
Do you know what's happening here, though? This is teams, right? And I know Tarkowski scores at the end, but they celebrate it like they won, right? It was a draw.
It was their last game at that stadium, isn't it? Last stadium. Yeah.
2-2 against Villa. And what's happening here is teams are starting subconsciously, or whether it's being said by their own coaches and, you know, training, whatever it is, build up to the game. They're learning that you can get at Liverpool. They're learning that Liverpool aren't this team that you just give up about and start thinking about the next game. It's like, no. Don't matter what the scoreline is now. You can go at these. These are vulnerable if you put the right pressure on. And it started from here, and obviously it's now carried into where we currently are. But I think at this point in the season, teams are starting to disrespect us. Or not disrespect us, but they're not giving us the level of respect and fear that they once had against us.
Yeah.
But you know, you're looking at that, look at these results, right? So straight after that Villa game, is it the Villa game? Yeah, so straight after that Villa game 2-2, we end up beating Manchester City 2-0. We beat Newcastle 2-0. We then get smoked by PSG, but won 1-0, courtesy of Harvey. And then we beat Southampton 3-1. So we went on a 4-game win streak with 3 clean sheets in there as well.
That 3-1 game is the game when, because I remember I was away for that game. And when I came back, all of you lot was screwing about how we played. The 3-1 game, the Southampton. You remember that song? Because we was in London or something like that. And I remember checking the results. And then when I went on your thingy, your post match, I was like, yo, why is everyone screwing about the way we played? Like the man was screwing. And I don't know. You'd have to check. I don't know if Southampton went up in that game or something like that, or we struggled at half time. But something happened, and then we were better in the second half. But the writing was on the wall because all of this is leading up to like around the PSG games and the League Cup final and all that. So yeah, I knew, man. It's dark, bro.
Yeah, and then straight after that, so yeah, that's when we played PSG, but we lost on pens, didn't we? So they won 1-0 in the 90th minute. We lost 4-1 on pens. And then straight after getting knocked out of the Champions League, we lose in the League Cup 2-1 to Newcastle. And even though it says 2-1, we were never in that game.
No, we got smoked. The Chiesa come on and score on it.
Yeah, it didn't feel like it actually didn't feel like we were involved in the contest. And that was the one when Salah wound me up so much because it's a cup final and he was not in the game. Like when I mean like he was just sitting there, passenger princess, the whole game. Sitting there trying to look pretty, bro.
Isn't he like every final though? And I'm sure like every final, even the Champions League final against Tottenham, he was like that. Every final.
Salah had one final for Liverpool where he's tried, and that was the Real Madrid game, what we lost, the 1-0 one. The one where Couture and that was moving mad. The rest of the finals is pretty dire. And like Spurs,
and these are like these are the ones as well, Sav. You know, when we have the conversation around, oh yeah, when you're talking about Ballon d'Or and you want to win the Ballon d'Or, even though you have an amazing season, scored amount of goals and get them out of assists, they always look at moments throughout the season. Like when did you know, like the games, the goals and stuff, they don't probably look at them as moments because they probably look at them as like, what was the result? Was it 1-0 and you had a magical moment? Or was it like 3-1 but you scored 2 goals? But you'd have probably still win the game anyway. But that, like a cup final stood out. The world's watching. That's where you go and let them know, like, yo, I am him.
That's the stage. There you go.
You know,
go show.
That, everyone remember, a lot of people were saying at this point as well, Salah should get the Ballon d'Or because of the second half of the season he had, and he was obviously getting all these goals. And you're right, man. Like when you get to these games, naturally everyone looks at who's the best players in it.
Yep.
And you look at the midfield and that they got Bruno, we got whatever. But then you're looking at Salah and Isak in that game, innit? Straight away, you're like, we've got Salah, you've got Isak. What happens? And Isak dunked on us, bro. I mean, we ain't seen that Isak since. I don't know where that clone. We ain't seen him since. But that's,
I don't know who they said this bit. Ain't that guy?
Yeah, but like when we talk about performances, this is what I'm saying. Like about a pattern. This is why this is the game that I said that I was done with Slot, because all the games you just mentioned, them draws, them 2-2s, and then the PSG game when we got dominated, but then won the game, and then we won, then we lost after. That's leading up to this League Cup game. And the result that you picked out in between that, what was the one good result in terms of performance as well, was Man City. And again, it's the game when he changed his philosophy, bro.
Yeah,
we played with 2 10s, bro. It was Curtis and Sobo. That like we didn't play with Gakpo and Nunes. I mean Nunes and Jota.
Savage, doesn't that tell you something? When he changes his philosophy is when he wins.
So and the thing is, and this is what I'm not going to get onto him about. This is why I just don't want him as a manager in it. I think I understand. When you go away from something that you don't like, but it works, his thing is, I go away from something, this worked, I don't like it, so I'm going to slowly go back to what I like. We've seen that this season. When he was on a losing streak, every time he's gone back, changed something, we beat Real Madrid. The next game, he changed it back. Like he just changed it back regular, bro. We went to that diamond formation, and everyone was like, "Oh, we might be able to get somewhere here." The next game, there was no diamond, and we played Ekatika on the bench, and Isak started. I'm like, "Whoa!" The game before you played both of them, we won. People saying that they liked it, but he's probably just like, "I'm a coach, and I've been doing this for years, and I didn't get into this job to play your stupid philosophy that you not want me to play. This is mine, and that's fine. You got to live and die by it. I just don't like it." This happens all the time with sports people, and it takes a different mentality to go, you know what, let me learn something. Amarim's got the same problem. He comes from the Portuguese league, played a certain way. So every time he's like telling himself, he's like, no, I'm playing Diallo at wing back because this is what I do. You've seen it with
the guy plays 3 at the back with 10 men.
Bro, you've seen it load. Bro, I see this all the time, man, and you have to learn to change stuff up. Now, obviously, whatever Anthony Joshua just gone through. But I remember when Anthony Joshua lost to Ruiz, he got punched up. And everyone's like, how's this fat geezer just beat Anthony Joshua? Then the rematch, he had to box properly. All of a sudden, he had to, all that brawler stuff, he couldn't do it anymore. Oh, Anthony Joshua's learned how to box. But you know what he done after that fight? Went back, fought Usyk, got punched up twice, bro. Because he tried to go back to what sometimes you get this new thing and you go, oh, we have it, bro. You have it in YouTube, bro. I stumbled upon the thumbnail that I don't even like, bro. Oh, this gets to, might have to stick with this thumbnail, you know? Done this video that I'm not really brother. It's the game, innit?
Yeah,
you can't just choose to go back to what unless you've perfected it. You can't choose it. And Slot doesn't know what he wants to do. That's why he gets so agitated when people ask him and call him out and stuff, because we can see 3 different styles in one match sometimes. You know what I mean? Like the back 4 have an idea what to do between them, but then it doesn't connect to the midfield, and the midfield have an idea what to do, but it doesn't connect to the attackers. And then in between that, oh, who's staying? Are you sitting? It's like people ain't talking to each other. When you was a kid, you learned to play football. When you in centre midfield, the first thing they will tell you, there's 2 of us. One of you stay, one of you go. That's what.
Yeah.
With Brav and Curtis, I'm like, did you have a word or? And they're like, well, Max up there, and I'm like, well, that's even more of a reason why you shouldn't be up there. Yeah, but he's not doing anything. All right, then we'll just see what happens.
You could see by the goals, didn't it? There's no chemistry at all.
No chemistry.
I was telling yesterday in Jamie's show, I said, if you look at the goal we conceded against Wolverhampton, like Alisson actually saved the first one. You expect, the defense to be there for the second one. Nobody reacted. The guy just went in there and just chipped Alisson when he was on the floor. That's how easy it is for opponents. There's no chemistry in the pitch. There's no communication. And sometimes I look at the leadership. I think to myself, are they really leaders? I don't know, man. I really don't know, because you don't see a person shouting at anybody. I remember a few seasons ago, I think it was Atalanta away, and there was no. Sorry, it was the COVID time when the COVID started, and we could hear Henderson on the pitch continuously. Yeah. And then you look at Van Dijk. Does he really say anything to the players? I mean, even when he was asked about the Salah thing, and he says nothing to do with me. When Salah started speaking, it's nothing to do with me. And Salah had to go to Henderson to speak to him, to ask for advice. Shouldn't he be asking the guy at the club? This is what I'm saying. There's no leadership here, man. Just the boys.
I would say this, right? Having been a lot of the games at the start of this season, I've not been in the past month or so. Virgil does talk to the players. You can see it, right? I've seen it with my own eyes. He is there and he is talking to the players. I think the trouble you've got is he gets frustrated and then it feels like he gives up. So like he'll like start of the game, he's telling everybody what to do and stuff, and then it ain't quite happening. And then he gets like, not emotional, because that's probably a bit too far, but he kind of stops, he stops going at people.
I agree with you. I agree with you with that one. I agree with you. But the thing is, like with the leadership, you got to be continuously going. That's what Henderson done. You know what the difference between Henderson and Van Dijk? The difference is the players had the fear factor with Henderson. They don't have no fear with Van Dijk. That's why they probably do whatever they want on the pitch. But sorry, mate.
It's again, it comes down to if I say something, well, if all 4 of us say the same thing, how people receive it will be based on what they know of us and our personalities. And this is the trouble with Virgil, is he plays the game in such a calm way. You see inside training, he's always got bloody, Spotify on. He's a cool guy, he's a chill guy. And then he gets on the pitch, and yes, he wins his duels and stuff, but you're not seeing him like John Terry on the ground blocking shots. Yes. You're not seeing, you see him, his hair's always fixed. Yeah. It's the little things. Sav jokes about it, like he's always pushing his hair back and fixing himself. If that's your leader, and that's the player that's shouting at you, these little things are in the back of your mind. It's about respect.
Yeah.
Like if I'm thinking he's our centre back, he's our captain, yet he's not really throwing himself in front of stuff to defend things. All these things work their way into how much you respect somebody, what you think of them, and the message that they're trying to get across to you. So yes, he's shouting and orchestrating, but I don't think it's being received. No. And that was the thing with Henderson is we all knew that technically he wasn't the best footballer, but what he ran around, he was red-faced, he was fucking tackling, he was on the and so when he spoke to you about putting effort in, you could see he put effort in himself. Yeah. So then the message got delivered. And that's the trouble. I don't think it's necessarily Virgil's fault for not being able to get the message across. It's just how players look at him. And you are right, FOZI. When then you look at the other leaders, Alisson's quite chill, Virgil's quite chill, Mo's silent. These are your leaders. You need some of them to be the guys that just do dog work and show it every day. Yeah. Like I literally say to Virgil, like, this is how far I go with it, right? I would literally say to Virgil, for the next week, don't come to training with your hair back. Get scruffy. Come hair down, thinking, I'm in the trenches, you know? I'm in the trenches. Yeah, grow a beard. But that's the sort of thing. So when it comes to match day and he rocks up and he's like all scruffy in that, he's thinking, now I'm in the trenches, I'm here to win. The message gets across. Yeah. Like, and that's the trouble. Liverpool try and be these workhorse dogfighter people, but they're polished.
They don't get across. We've zened ourselves out too much.
Why do you think Sobo grew the hair out, bro? He said, nah, listen.
Now we zened ourselves out too much. That's why these men are always at the coffee bar chilling in flip-flops and that, bro. Bare Afrobeats and the one Eminem Lose Yourself song what's on every inside training. We need 8 Mile again, boys. We need Papa Dot B Rabbit.
So many times. So many times you put many men back on and think
bro. Yeah, but you know the thing is what Cav said, like with Virgil, he's a lead by example captain, which is fine. Gerrard was as well, and he had Carragher there to be a voice, but Gerrard still spoke. Yeah, but you can't lead by example when you're playing shit. Why? Yeah. Your example is that play on your level. You're rubbish too, bro. And he has been rubbish, let's be honest.
He's been rubbish.
Also, the one thing, and this is what Fuzz is right with, but it's not so much about, it's not about the fear factor. There's nobody to tell Virgil, bro. That's the problem.
He had Milner, didn't he? He had Milner.
Like, I remember there was a point, because obviously man don't like Hendo, innit? And people used to argue with me all the time. It got to the point where people used to call Virgil, that's my captain, instead of Hendo. Like, disrespectful. And they'd be like, yeah, who's Hendo to shout out Virgil? He's better than him. And as soon as everyone used to say that in the chat, I was like, that's how I know you like don't play football, bro. But what are you talking about? That's how, like, that's not how life works, bro. Nope. What? He's better than me, so that means I can't. You ain't got no chat for me. This is not Power League, bro. This is professional football. This is the guy leading the line in training. Him and Milner's at the front.
Never chat.
No one's running past me and Milner, bro. Nobody's running past me and Milner, bro. It's not happening. Even if you're faster than me, you're fitter than me, we just won't allow it because I need to set the standards. We see Hendo and Milner tell Virgil stuff all the time. Robbo does, but he's not on the pitch all the time now. So Robbo will tell Virgil. Virgil giving man dirty looks in that when he's the one who caused the problem. You miss kicking the ball for them man to score the other day, and you're giving everyone else dirty looks. You miss kick the ball.
Can't believe that,
bro.
Can't look around. You just have to hold that one. Grab the ball.
Season, he blasted the ball at Robbo's legs, and it went in for an own goal. He's moaning at Robbo. You kicked it at him.
And Robbo said, I shouted you as well. I told you.
And then what happened? Virgil went up the other side, scored the goal, and then came back and said sorry to Robbo because he realised, didn't it? You need somebody to tell him as well, man. But Cav's right because the guy behind him, Alisson, does talk and that, but he's so relaxed. He's just thinking about barbecues at all time, bro.
If you trigger him, then that's when Alisson goes off in it because I've seen him like get mad when he realized that, yo, you man taking a piss, bro. Did you see the save I just made and you allowed them to score? That's when Alisson loses. But looking at these, so we beat Everton 1-0 courtesy of our boy Jota. Then we lost to Fulham 3-2. Beat West Ham 2-1, beat Leicester 1-0. Then that game.
That's the Trent game, isn't it? That's Trent ripping off the top.
The hard volley in that.
Man, them are talking too much.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, Trent. Now it don't make sense, and it's like, oh, we were right, Trent. We were right.
What they were saying was right, though. That's the trouble.
Because the West Ham game, what we won before, the 5-0, was when he was doing the "you man are talking too much." This one, he ripped off his top and just ran to the crowd. I'm Trent, blood. I'm firing it back. but Yeah, you're right, because I know what you're about to say. 5-1 when we won the title, innit? Against Spurs.
Spurs away, yeah. That was a good game, actually.
Yeah.
Do you know, just before that, though, the Everton win, right? Just
Mm.
going back to it quickly before the title win. Jota scores the goal, right? Bro, we were crying out for a goal in that game. And this is the thing with Jota and why he was sort of an unsung hero for Slot a lot. His Slot's tactics were so dead at this point. It was so slow and we weren't creating anything that Jota felt like the only player that was willing to just pick up the ball and just run straight towards the goal and just see what happens. And this was one of them where, and we always likened him a little bit to Suarez, where the ball bobbles around a bit. Hey, what's it matter? You're in front of the goal now and you've got a chance to score. But this was the one where Jota picks it up and he's just running in the box and he's got that composure and he checks and then he finally takes a shot and scores. But you're just like, that probably then should have been the sign that Slot cannot set up teams to create chances for themselves. Because I remember when Jota scored that goal, I was like, that was out of nowhere.
Partly Diaz as well, hoping that he checks onside, little flick round the corner to Jota, and then Jota done the rest, didn't he?
But at this point, it's moments, isn't it? It's moments. It's not good football where the chance might come. It's just a moment out of the blue.
Do you remember the feeling around that time as well? Because within 10 games, I think it was, we had been knocked out of the Champions League. We had lost in the League Cup final. And then we had drawn a few games. It was weird, and because we knew the league was won as well. Like we had to play Spurs the game after, and you win the game, you've won the league mathematically. But we knew it was such a weird feeling because I'm like, I want to be gassed about the league, but I'm noticing something here. It doesn't look good. And,
Arsenal was dropping points, isn't it?
Every time we won, every time we lost, Arsenal lost as well. But then that's when Slot actually started saying weird stuff in press conferences and that. Because even when the PSG game, he kept saying that we didn't lose. It's like we didn't lose. We just, we just didn't win on penalties.
Because I know, but we did.
No, bro, you lost. You're not in the cup no more. And he was saying that, he kept saying that we was great in the first. I was like, brother, that first game, apart from like Atalanta against Klopp when we got smoked, like we got done in that game, that PSG game. I don't know how Harvey come on the pitch and saved us. You remember how many saves Alisson made in that PSG game?
Yeah,
He was mad.
Yeah.
And then
is it Nunes? Did Nunes come on? Harvey and Nunes come on.
Yeah, Harvey. Nunes that set up Harvey, wasn't it?
Because remember the reverse picture was when we went to penalties. Donnarumma was moving mad and he was saving everything. Yeah, it's dark.
Do you know? You just made the point there, then, Sav, because obviously we're going to sort of get to the summer and then onto this season. So I want to sort of say this while we're still talking about the end of last season is we were all doing shows like after the games and stuff and saying, like winning games, we're on our way to a league title, but something's not right here. And some the football, it's not just the football, it's everything else around it as well. Like we could tell that the belief in the team was sort of wading. The belief in certain players was going, the belief in the manager was starting to drop. And this is on our way to a league title. And that's a crazy thing because usually the team that goes on to win the league title, you think they're indestructible. You think they're the perfect side, right? You think they're one or two signings at least away from being the perfect side. But I didn't feel that way about this Liverpool team.
If you didn't watch the game, then
because let's face it, Salah had great season in terms of stats and stuff, but we were coming off the back of games just going, he did nothing for 70 minutes. We were watching a team go, it created nothing, and thank God for Diaz just to put some energy into the side. I'm glad you
said it. I'm glad you said it because everyone's rewriting history now. Like the season didn't go like that with Salah because he ended up on 11 goals.
Exactly, and then you kind of think, you think to yourself, oh yeah, Trent's probably go off to somewhere, and we were all angry at Trent because we didn't want him to leave, and he was going to Real Madrid, and we'd seen that path before. But the truth of the matter is, he was contributing still, and he was still creating chances and scoring goals and getting assists and stuff. So although we didn't want to admit it to ourselves, he was digging us out in a lot of ways as well. Nunes, for all the missed chances, you look back now and go, fucking hell, you could have a whole nother conversation about would he actually consider his Liverpool career a success? Be it that, if he'd have been here this season, how much would he have struggled? But leading up to one thing that sort of, these key moments that sort of jump out to you. We knew PSG loss was like, okay, because PSG were a really good side. They were brilliant last season, right? and they deservedly won the Champions League. So you can accept that. The moments that really get me and stand out to me is like when build up to the Newcastle final. I remember just thinking to myself, all of this build up is about Newcastle. And I get it, right? Because Newcastle are on their way to winning one of the first trophy in God knows how many years.
8 years.
But I'm a bit like, and the Plymouth game was like much the same. And I'm a bit like, hold on a minute. We're Liverpool. I'm a Liverpool fan. Every account I follow on social media and stuff is Liverpool. And all I can hear about is how this is Newcastle's final. And I'm like, there's something not right here. And I couldn't quite understand how there wasn't something coming back the other way. And that for me is where Liverpool it was a highlight to me that there's not enough personality. There's not enough oomph behind what Liverpool are trying to sell here. Because I'm like, hold on, we're on our way to a league title. We could win this final with a better team. Yet all the narrative is pointing towards Newcastle are going to win this game. And it fed into the game because they deservedly won. And this for me is where I think to be a successful football team, yes, you've got to be good on the pitch, but with the sort of evolution of social media and stuff and how you sort of represent yourself, I think there needs to be a really conscious thought about how you sort of present yourself in the media as well. Because I felt like we were made to be underdogs a little bit going into that final, which is crazy. Because that's nothing to do with football. Yeah. That was everything to do with media and narratives and the build-up. And I think that fed into the players. I genuinely do. It's not as an excuse, but I'm just saying the run-up should have been Liverpool are way better than Newcastle. Liverpool will smoke them. Liverpool and that be it. And it'd be like a bit like how we've seen Man City over the years, where you're just like, what's the point of even watching the game because you know Man City are going to win? But that psychology gives them an extra sort of 5%, whereas I feel like it takes away 5% from us. And that's where I feel like that when we talk about identity, and we can often say about style of football and the way we play and what is really the importance of identity. For me, it's them 5% margins. When you go into tough games, you go into tough fixtures, you go into cup finals, having a strong identity is what gives you that extra 5% of motivation, that extra something where you feel like the game's much bigger than it actually is, but it supports you in a way. It's the wind behind your back. Whereas it felt like we were sort of up against it already in that final, and that for me is where Klopp really got it right, and Slot gets it terribly wrong. It's called man management. He manages the narrative, and he always keeps it respectful, keeps it humble, but he never plays down his side. Whereas for me, Slot, with all his self-preservation and all of his just coldness and lack of personality, he just lets everybody else build narratives, and it builds against us because we're usually the bigger side. And I think
he does. When people ask him about like players and like say one of our players does something special in a game, after the game when they ask him about it, he kind of shuts it down. It's like, everyone did. I'm like, bro, like, nah, he did something special, bro. Whereas you're right, Klopp would have been in some instances be basking in it, like, oh yeah, it's special. Like I can't.
It's called man.
I was like, oh yeah, Foden. So it's Muddy you can believe, amazing, Muddy you can believe. But this guy just looking at like, it's not even that.
Bro, whatever, bro.
Yeah, whatever.
It's true, isn't it? It's true.
And like with those results as well. Obviously, we beat Spurs 5-1. That was a good moment, man. To win the league and smoke them like that, it's great. Yeah, Salah with
that's the best we played in.
Salah was doing Google Pixel ads in the middle of games and that, bro.
Is that the best game of football we played all season?
Probably, yeah. It was cold.
Like, that was the best game I watched us, and I felt we were just flowing. Like there was nothing you couldn't do nothing to stop us that day. It just felt like everything aligned.
And you remember how that started as well? Solanke first goal. And it's like, hold on a minute, bro. One not on the title day, bro. But you lot will find after this game, they went to Ibiza. Go check the next 4 results, bro. We didn't win.
Please.
So we lost to Chelsea. We lost to Chelsea 3-1. Drew with Arsenal 2-2. Lost to Brighton 3-2. Drew with Palace 1-1, and we had a player sent off in that game. We beat Preston. Well, okay, that was the end of the season. So yeah, after that, we lost, drew.
The message was set. The message was set. Like Sam says, we're doing ads in the middle of games. We're going on holiday. Yo, that's it. Identity gone. Professionalism gone.
Yeah, would you imagine Klopp doing that? would Klopp do things like that? You know what I mean? Going on Ibiza and sending the
No,
players to Dubai.
Klopp's shown us what he would have done. He'd have got everybody on a bloody rooftop, would have had a barbecue and been together.
That's
We'd
it.
have celebrated together, and then we'd have played the game the next day. Oh yeah, they're a bit waved still, but hey, look, we're here, we're playing. We'd have been together, would have been a unit, would have been a team. Sam said it earlier. Yeah, the players went that way. He was Slot went that way.
It's true, man. He wanted his own holiday, brother, away from his missus. Boys night and that. Because like, listen,
boys night.
You turn on the next game.
Lads holiday.
You turn on the next game, the man they're in the best shape and that. That's what, like, one game because you man were drinking and that, and you've had a celebration. We've done that on the club as well, bro. But this geezer left. Like, he sent a message to the rest of the league that, yo, pissed that, bro. I don't even rate you, lot. Like, that was easy. Okay, you're gonna find out next season.
That was mad still, I didn't even, and it's crazy because when you said it around the time, I was like, nah, Sav, man, let the man them go and enjoy. But then you could see that when we came back, these guys was not on it at all. They weren't on play.
Mentally, man, mentally.
Trent had Trent leaving dudes on yachts, bro. Said, Trent took the boys away on a yacht. What? Summer 66 at training. What?
And so we had barbecues and everything while the season was going on,
Bro, imagine you're leaving. We got Trent, I was trolling everyone all summer, but you're leaving and he threw on an event at your training ground. He's not even going to be a player anymore. Said, summer 66, bro. Bring out the gal them in the stilts and that, bro, and the clowns and that. What?
What a joke.
Man. But yeah, the Allison barbecuing. Cody was baptizing people. It was dark.
I don't know why you threw that in, Sam. He was not at the barbecue.
In my head, he was baptizing.
He wasn't baptizing anyone.
No more parties. People get tattoos and that. Cody's in the back. He wants baptism.
He said there's a little pool there. You just dunk someone. But then, you're right.
We see as well. God knows what we didn't see.
I know.
Because
it's great. Because at the end of that season, we're all like, right, we're champions, right? We went to the parade, we enjoyed it, we vibed in the rain for like 7 to 10 hours. And then we're thinking, yeah, you know what? It is what it is. Season finished. Let's take this trophy and let's see what Liverpool's on next season. Let's go back to back. That was a conversation. Virgil came out in the most epic smoke picture I've ever seen in my life, where everyone just stood still for a moment in the rain just to watch, just to be bask in the aura of Virgil in that moment. So we're thinking, all right, we're gonna go and attack this season. So we're like, let's whatever. Second half season weren't that good. Is where it is. Let's build. Let's go again. So we start off in pre-season. We beat Preston. We lost to AC Milan 4-2. We won. We won against that Yokohama team. We beat Atletico Bilbao twice. We beat them 3-2 and 4-1. That was it. So we played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. But we played 2 on the same day.
Yeah, I was about to say the Athletic one was 2 in the same day. And then the Yokohama one, we beat them, but it was a struggle still.
But even through that, watching it, defensively, we was off. We spoke about it so much. Us guys was like, nah, there's something wrong with our team. We don't look ready for the season. We don't look like we're a team that's ready to go into the season and attack it. But throughout that whole journey there, we're making signings. Liverpool making big moves. Ekitike's landed in the building. Kirkes is on his way. Florian Wirtz. We're all getting excited, thinking, you know what? Maybe it is what it is, man. Maybe we're not ready, but the players we're getting in are going to make us ready. The saga around Isak, you're like, okay, let's get him in as well. We were about to go and get Gay as well. Didn't get him. Okay, cool. Leone comes in. You're like, okay, one of the youngsters. The young dons, one of the best in the world. And then we're thinking, let's go and attack the season, bro. And then I remember watching that first Charity Shield game.
Palace.
I was like, something ain't right here, man. We looked good for like 20 minutes. And then after that, I don't know what happened.
Can I ask a question then, Ends? Because the summer was a madness, weren't it? Like the summer is the most up and down summer you could we could never have predicted what happened in the summer. Obviously, Jota sadly passed away. And some big star, a big star in Trent left. And let's not play down what he was. He was a local lad. He'd come through the ranks, and he's an incredible talent and a unique player. And he's directly involved in our success. Diaz, we loved. He brought, you know, flavor to our team. He brought fight. We got some of that South American flair, right? Nunes was a divisive figure. We love him or hate him. I don't know what. It divided the fan base more than any player I've ever experienced. He moved on. And then you make like record signings in Wirtz and Isak. You bring in Kirkes, who was, you know, team of the season last year. You bring in Frimpong. Like that's a massive summer. That's a massive summer. And I don't know, and I'm not sure if anybody knows about the impact a preseason has, because I see it a lot in the chat, in this chat and other chats, and I see it as like throwaway comments about, oh, we've not had a proper preseason, or the players are still sort of recovering, or they're feeling the effects, whether it's psychologically or not be able to prepare for the season. And the truth, I don't quite know the reality of it. And I don't know if anybody knows, but I don't know how much of an impact it really had that summer. Because signing big players is one thing, because you're like, oh, that's not a Liverpool thing to do. And then you let go of some of the big names, and that upsets you. But then obviously the passing of Jota as well. I don't know if it's right to be like that should affect you for like a month, 2 months, or whether you give them the season or what. I don't know. But I don't want to skim over it, because it'd be very easy to sit here now talking about the season and say how terrible we are. And we've spoken a lot of things that came from last season, which is very valid, because they're problems that inherited from then carried forward. But I don't know. I just think it's, when we look back, even in 10 years' time, we'll highlight this summer as probably being the most significant one that we've ever had, to be honest.
No, do you know what? I'll quickly add this. I don't think, because I won't say I won't think. I think the players were affected, right? Obviously, clearly they were. But it wasn't that for me when I was looking at pre-season to go, they're not prepared. It was more tactically
in the game.
It wasn't like their body language.
That's how I
it wasn't like the lack of trying. They were trying. Clearly, they were trying. So it wasn't that. Obviously, I don't know what was going on in their head. Obviously, the players would have to kind of tell you that. But it wasn't for the lack of trying. It was just tactically, we just didn't look right. We didn't look right when we were setting up. It looked like the defense they trained on their own, the midfield trained on their own, and the strikers trained on their own. And then we just threw them on the pitch and said, go and play. And then they had to go and figure out, oh, so where are you guys going to be? And it felt like we were trying to learn each other. They were learning. The defense was trying to learn the midfield was trying to learn the attack, vice versa between all the players. And that's the way it felt. And then some of the passing was off. It felt like they didn't, like simple passes, like 5 yards. You're like, why are you not passing it to him? Simple, like through balls, who was turning back and play. And I was like, whoa, if that's instructions, then that's kind of crazy. And then I'm looking at the oppositions, right? AC Milan, obviously, you think, we should be able to go and beat them. They got good names, but they're not a good team. Let's be honest. And then Yokohama, you're like, that's a gimme. That should be, we will go and smoke these lot 5, 6, 7-0. Like, that should just be that. And then the Atletico Bilbao game, you're thinking, oh, yeah, that's we should be beating these teams. We did anyway. We did beat them, but it's just the manner in which we played. And it felt like we had to wait for them to turn up, for us to then turn up, for them to have good moments in the game, for us to then have good moments in the game, instead of just, oh, tactically, this is how we're going to go and approach the season. Tactically, from set pieces, this is what we're going to do. Tactically, defensively, this is what we're going to go and do. And for me, when you're saying about like throwaway comments, when people are like, oh, it's pre-season, who cares about the results, is for fitness. And I take you back to the previous season when Arne Slot came in, and I look, and no, it weren't even Arne Slot. It was when who was it? Was it you? No, it was him. It was him, because we played well against Man United. And I remember taking in those games, going, yo, defensively, we made Arsenal look void of ideas. And I remember they had more of their senior players back, and we didn't have a lot of our senior players. We had Harvey and Carvalho up top. We had exactly. So I was like, nah, this looks good. And then Man United, it felt like we was like, right, we're going to use this half and show you how we're going to attack. And then this half, we're going to show you how well we can defend. And I was like, yo, this is going to be cold because I was looking at games throughout the season in my head. Yeah, how are you going to play against Man United? How are you going to play against Arsenal? When Chelsea come with their front line, when Man City come, okay, so this is the way we're going to set up. And I was like, when we play these lot and we play like this, we're going to kill them on a counter-attack. So that gave me confidence. That gave me like an idea of what we're gonna do going forward. And that's the way I view preseason. When people throw away like, it's just preseasons for fitness. Yeah, that's like the basic stuff. But we can't just be going in there losing games and not looking at what we can do to affect the season going into it. Yeah. You can't just go into it and go, we're just playing these and get the guys up to fitness. No. This is where you practice and you train and you put in the things that you're going to apply in the season. So in this first preseason, I was like, that looks good.
And we're forgetting, and I like the first team players there apart from Salah.
The first team, I was like, youngsters are just fitting into this. And so I'm in my mind, Salah comes back, Virgil comes back, this guy comes back, Sobo comes back. I'm like, these guys are going to come in and we're going to look amazing going into the season. So that's when I was like, oh no, we're winning the league. That's when me and Sam was like, yeah, no, we're winning the league. We were like, we're going to win the league. Then I was like, win the league? What are you talking about? We finished fourth last season, the third the season before. What are you talking about? I was like, no, there's something. And so when we watched this preseason, I was like, no, we just won the league. Clearly we can go and win it again. We got good players. We're signing some good players. But the preseason was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Something's wrong with our team.
Yeah.
If
they just look tired.
For me, it was more the tactical stuff I didn't like.
Yeah, if they just look tired or the attitude looked a bit off and that, but the performance was there or there's a pattern to play, I would have been fine because as you said, like that summer was mad. Like it was all in a short space of time, and like the parade was in May, where Richard was in June. You get me? His funeral was in July, and then we started pre-season after that a month later, like a month after the funeral. So like, I get it. And the first game was against Preston, and everything was surrounding Jota. I remember because it was on ITV, like everything was surrounding him.
Yeah,
that's the one when Salah was crying after the game. Obviously, I'm not some heartless geezer, bro. I'm like, yeah, that's obviously bothering them. But you're right, man. It's more to do with if Slot's still gonna everyone's still gonna have a job to do, not in terms of winning and stuff like that, but in terms of just doing what you. And there was no patterns or nothing. It looked like you just didn't even bother.
Yeah.
To be honest, that's what it felt like. I remember that AC Milan game. I just remember Loftus-Cheek just looking like the best player in the world.
Yeah, it was.
Like, he's a good player, but I'm like, why is he like this?
Why is he moving to us like that?
Yeah, why is Alden running past man, smiling at us like that? Like, so I'm with you, Cav, man. Even if you've had a terrible preseason, unforeseen circumstances, safe, because that's what everyone said about Isak as well. But
you know what? It's
picking at your fitness and your performances going into the season. It's going to take a few. Everyone forgetting that the first few games of the season, we were the only team with a 100% record.
Yeah.
So the excuse is gone now. Like even for the first 6-7 games, you ain't lost again. You're just winning all the games, even if they're in the last minute and stuff. And we're like, you know what? The preseason's gone rubbish. We're just scraping the results at the moment. But at least once we start playing properly, we can something to build off. It was only us and Palace. And then obviously we beat Palace, and then it was like, okay, no, they beat us. That's when it stopped. But then after that, I'm like, so nothing then. Like they can't blame the preseason now. Usually like, we're all fit enough, everything's fine. But now what? This is exactly what I said about Isak as well. Man's still telling me about Isak's preseason months after the season started. No, it's done, bro.
It's done.
That's not afforded anymore. So I'm with you, man. He set the tone for the rest of the season. And that's why everyone like when Carragher spoke to Slot on the pitch after that Bournemouth game, and I seen Slot's like back get up when Carragher was doing it in a jokey way as well. He was telling him the truth, but he was saying, Gaffer, can I say that? Is it all right if I say it's a bit more basketball this season in terms of like it's like I associate you with control, Gaffer. He's calling him Gaffer and that. Like as a Liverpool fan, and then Slot was like, that's not how we play though. We want to be more entertaining and stuff. And then I remember Carragher going, I can't lie, Gaffer. Kind of scares me. I remember after the game, I was with him because I'd done the watch along. In all the videos after that, everyone's just Carragher, shut your mouth.
Yeah, it did. All right.
We won the game. Yeah. Every time in the Tav, I don't know what you're moaning for. We won the game. Like, who cares about the performances?
You see the way you guys are talking about.
5 games later, everyone's the performances flat out. All right. All right.
You know the way you guys
go on, Pazza. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say the way you guys are talking about Slot, like it just typifies what kind of a head coach he is. I think he just doesn't prepare well. I honestly don't think. If you even look at the games that we play, how often does he sit with the players and discuss the strength and weaknesses of the opponents as well? Because you know what you're facing against Wolves, but we struggle when we've played them. You know what you're facing against other teams, but we struggle when we play against them. I don't think he prepares well. I think it's like what you guys said in the beginning. He's too much of like disrespecting opponents, and not only that. What I want to know is how often do you pull players individually to to analyze their games as well, because they keep making the same mistakes.
FOZI all the time, apparently.
I don't think he does. If he's
lying, the first season,
and he's lying.
The players said,
lying, Savage.
No. The players said that he pulls us aside and we watch videos together. That's what Trent was saying in the first season. That's what Curtis and that was saying. He pulls me aside.
Definitely not happening in the second season.
Remember Trent all of a sudden was talking about I want to be the best right back in the world. Like I want to be he's talking about defending and that. So you're right. Maybe stop doing it, but he was doing it because they were also.
If you look at the mistakes that we're doing, the same thing.
And then we promoted him.
Well, you know what he probably needs to do? Instead of pulling individuals in, he probably needs to pull the whole back four in and go every time we get a throw in the corner. This keeps happening. Because if everyone remember, do you remember my statement after the watch along what we just did? The first thing I said to you is, I don't want to be disrespectful, but obviously these get paid a lot of money, and I don't want man to lose his jobs. But this Aaron Briggs youth needs to leave the club. This set piece coach
mentioned that yesterday.
3 days later, I'm talking about Aaron Briggs.
No, it was a day later, Seth. It was a day later.
Okay, so he's been sacked. So my point is going to be, I don't want to be the Debbie Downer. It's like, hold on. So you sacked him after this game, but we've been having this set piece problem all season. So you just didn't want to get rid of him before that. No, like you did. It took you halfway through the season to realize, even though all Slot spoke about after every game was set pieces.
Set pieces, yeah.
I bet you. Can you imagine the look on that Aaron Briggs' face every time Slot walked in the office? You're right, Gaffer. Yeah. I heard what you press conference and that still. Yeah, just trying to ignore it in that. It's like our set pieces. Yeah, the Arsenal Villas are great, ain't it, Gaffer? No, we need to talk about yours, bro. Car, they're not working. Like the man them are marking oxygen and that. What's going on?
Marking oxygen. But the first 5 games, though, Cav, innit? Like we won all of them. Like we beat Bournemouth 4-2. We beat Newcastle 3-2. But all of them were like last minute free kick against Arsenal, Szoboszlai, penalty against Burnley last minute, beat Atletico Madrid last minute goal, beat Everton, but it was more of a first half killing, and then the second half we decided we didn't want to turn up. And you're like, okay, now we're doing well here. FA Cup, I'm sorry, League Cup, we beat we beat Southampton 2-1. Nalo gets sent off. I think that's the one he gets sent off in, and then the Crystal Palace section started happening. That's when the 2-1 defeat, and it got mad.
Look, I was at the. I can't remember what was the first game. I think Everton was the first game I missed at Anfield. So I went to the Bournemouth game. I went to the Arsenal game. I was at Atletico. I didn't go to Everton. But I remember being there, and the Jota thing was a massive distraction. You could just tell at the ground, in the stadium. It felt like as champions, you should be turning up to the new season going, we're going to be class. We're going to exercise. We're going to show everybody that we are a different class. We are the best team in England, and you're about to see it. And we wasn't. And it was almost like it was okay not to be because of the Jota thing. A lot of that was the general feeling around. And I remember thinking to myself, like, I don't want to be cold. Because I was equally as upset as everybody else by the Jota passing. But I'm looking at what's going on the pitch right in front of me, and this doesn't look right. And the things that you sort of said about pre-season ends came into fruition in these games. And I'm looking at like the team and the structure of the team and how far apart players are, and then how much they can't link their passes. And it looks so individual. It looked like what it was. A load of new players chucked into a team that didn't know what was being asked of them. And you could see, Kirkes diving in and out of position and in weird areas of the pitch. You've seen sort of Verts occupying areas of the pitch where you're like, get out of there. You don't need to be there. It's too congested. That's where the space is. You've seen sort of TK have good moments, but again, he was just players were finding themselves in areas of the pitch that just didn't look like it was by design. It looked like a completely new team. It looked like when you get a new squad together and you go, right, first game, let's just see what we're about. Let's learn each other's game and let's figure it out. That's what we look like. But that's not what a champion should be. And that's where I think Liverpool moved away from their usual sort of approach in summers and signings. And it clearly goes to show Liverpool aren't above this, that if you've got the team that's good enough to win the league, you just slowly feed new players in. You might start off with one or two new players, but you don't rebuild a complete team. If you're going to do that, then accept that this is a transition season, then, because it just don't work that way. And it was just clear to see from the off, and the way that even before Semenyo ran through our midfield and scored the goal, when it happened, it was like, well, this ain't a surprise, because I've been watching this game and the middle of the park is vacant. There's so much space there. And I'm even, as a Liverpool fan, I'm thinking, crying out for somebody just to get tactically, aware of this and fill that space. But then from just a football fan, I'm thinking, if the opposition player just tweaks that there's loads of space here, no matter how good you are, just run into it, because you'll make something happen for your team. And you can just see it. You can see it where the gaps are and stuff. And then games go, and it's not changing. It's not changing. And I remember driving home from the games, listening to the press conferences and post matches and stuff. And I'm like, he's talking about set pieces and that, but I've just watched the game. Is he not going to address the tactics that we've just put out? Because I couldn't believe it weren't a conversation. I was like, oh my God, did you not see nobody in front of the back four? Did you not see that space in midfield? Did you not see Wirtz and McAllister and well, not Mac, but Wirtz and Grav and everybody on top of each other at the top end of the pitch? Did you not see our strikers and our midfield stood in a line like we would a forward six? Why is this not the conversation? Because this is apparent and this is a problem, and that's something that
a good coach will spot. You know what I mean, Cav? That's what he will spot when he sees.
And this is where, for me, FOZI, this is where then I started to sort of started to look at. I'm gonna watch what Slot's doing on the sidelines then, because I need to see him frustrated by this. I need to see him out there pointing fingers, going, no, back there, orchestrating this thing, But he didn't. He stood there like he was okay with it. And that's where, for me, I was just like, the fans are going to lose hope with this. They ain't going to like this.
No, what we was hearing was it? They said that's what champions do, win by the last minute or something like that. And I said, no, it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable.
That's normally the other end of the season.
Yes, spot on.
You want to know? I remember Cav will remember this, isn't it? Because I remember Cav wanted the game screwing about it, and he said, "I don't want to hear this is what champions are." Do you remember that? He was pissed off with one of the games because everyone kept saying that. And because I know Enzo skipped past the first few games and that. One thing you got wrong when you went through them games, you went, so it was looking good, and then no, it wasn't. It wasn't looking good until we got to the Palace game, because the first game of the season, all these games we went 2-0 up in, and then the other team came back, and then we had to win in the last minute. Like Bournemouth, we were winning 2-0. Newcastle were winning 2-0. Grav scored. Everyone's excited. They had a man sent off. Anthony Gordon decided to kill Virgil. And then we needed Rio to turn up at the end. Chiesa to turn up at the end of Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Then when we played Arsenal, it was 1-0. The game was dead. Like nobody was going to win. We needed some. We played Burnley, which no one talks about.
Yeah, that was a terrible game.
He scored in like the 95th minute or something like that.
Lucky,
penalty.
I handed the ball.
Like Frimpong cross.
This was happening the whole time. Atletico Madrid, both goals were scored within 8 minutes.
Yep.
There was that meaty free kick. And it's like, oh, it's like a great freak. No, it was a meaty free kick. The game was done. This geezer coming back scoring volleys and all that. This was all the games. And now, when we've just played against Leeds and Sunderland and all these teams, and everyone's like, oh, the Leeds have scored in the last minute, and Chelsea scored in the last minute, Man U scored in the last minute. Brother, this is what's been happening all season.
All season, man.
It's like it's not changed. They need to bring out a stat on that with Liverpool with the last minute goals and that, because it went from Liverpool scoring last minute goals to other teams doing it against us.
Palace that exposed us, Savage.
Once the floodgates opened, that has to be a mentality thing. How can you keep going 2-0 up in a game and all of a sudden Liverpool fans are scared of it being 2-0? Man are scared against Wolves. There's 2-0. Oh, it's 2-0. We need a third. Need a third? It's Wolves. They got 2 points.
No, looking at, I've got the result.
They get rattled,
I've
bro.
got the result. I got the results on screen, yeah, of like that bad. So after the first 5, when we was like, nah, there's something wrong with the team. Nah, you're right. We did say it, but I'm saying what most fans were thinking. We got 15 points. 15. We're 5 at that point. We were 5 points clear at the top, and we were saying, "Now, guys, we're not trying to be the Debbie Downers. We're not trying to be negative, but there's something not right. Like we're scoring these late goals and throwing away leads. And what Cav said, what we spoke about in preseason, there's too much of a gap. Players look like they don't know each other. We're trying to play all the new players. Fair enough if that's what you want to do, but you got to give them somewhat of a structure, and you're not doing that. And then
that's the key thing, though. That is the key thing to all of this, right? Because what we do in like the media space, especially, is we look for headlines. So it's easy to go, we've got last minute winners. That's the stuff for champions. It's when we go 2-0 up, and we just like we pick up on little patterns and we discuss it because that's the headline and that's the narrative that we can talk about. But it all roots back to the fact that there's no tactical structure. It's wrong. And for me, this is where I'm not trying to be a cold fan. Yes, the summer was what it was. But if the manager had come out and said, this is our tactics, and I know you're this type of player, but I need you to do this for me, right? And I'm going to be on the sidelines making sure you do it. If he does that with every single player, we would look far better than we are. 100%. All these last minute winners and all these like given
the risk is a risk.
2-0 up or good in first halves or good in second halves. All these things are tangents that root back to the fact that these players did not know what they were doing on the pitch.
Hell no.
Because if they were, they would be fuming at each other. But no one was. Everyone was just like, yeah, I'm angry we're losing, but I don't really know what's going on.
Yeah, Virgil was coming out every time after the match, innit? After the match, Virgil was saying the same thing every game. Like,
the only thing we saw was Virgil shouting at Kirkes, but there was no one else on that pitch that was talking to their teammates. Like me, if it's 4, right, get a few other players and we go and play and we talk, build up to the game, we training for it. Like, Enz, you're up top, Sav, you're in goal. Like, Sav, when you get the ball, you roll it out to me. I play through midfield. I get it to Enz as early as possible and stuff. And then I get on the pitch and Sav starts booting it straight out to Enz and bypassing me. I'm going, yo, Sav, we spoke about this. And when you do it for the next game and do it for the next game and do it for the next game, I'm yelling at you going, what's going on here? Because we all sat down and spoke about what these tactics are and what we're trying to do and stuff, and you're not doing it. But there was none of that. None of that from the players on the pitch. And then the manager's not coming out and talking about it, which can only mean one thing. The manager clearly just went, yo, here's the tactics. Just leave you to it, boys.
He thinks he's right. He thinks his tactics are right.
The thing. That is the thing. He thinks he's right.
We're going to address something here. Cav, don't throw me in goal like the special kid again.
No, because you said... No. And he said the other day it's good in goal, isn't it? He said
I'm not playing goal, bro. Don't throw me in goal, bro. Probably put me in goal like the last week.
You want to make camera saves and that. That's what you said.
Yeah, but I don't want to be just thrown in goal when he's giving these... little... Bro.
When he was giving out the compliments, he didn't want to...
Bro, all I'm saying is there should be a clear distinction between a win and a loss in it. Now, there is games where it's fine margins. Normally when you're playing against Man City and the better teams, which is what Slot speaks about every game like it is. But all I've seen is the difference between us winning and losing. There isn't one.
There ain't.
There isn't one. Like, the play's no different because you're about to bring up them games there. But that Palace game, Sarr scored in the 97th minute. That Chelsea game, Esteban scored in the 95th minute. The Man U game, Maguire scored in like the 85th minute. What? It's the same pattern as what I just spoke about when we won the games. So this is what I'm saying. It's a mentality problem. Like, I don't know what he's telling them or not telling. He must not be saying anything. Like, honestly, he must not be saying anything because how?
You know what is Savage? It's the way he went into the season, mate.
I think it's what you said, FOZI. He must have lied, bro, because everyone started to associate Slot, even the media.
He's a liar, bro. He's a liar, bro. He's a liar.
They associate Slot's type football with controlled. It's more controlled than Klopp. It's more controlled, and we found out that, well, yeah, but it wasn't what he wanted to do.
No.
And now he's reverted to
completely trying to wipe out the Klopp, what Klopp set up. That's what he's trying to do. Like when when the press is putting you under pressure every single time, guys, like they're telling you, but you won the league with Klopp's team. You did Klopp's tactic. It really plays with some, especially his mind. It's something wrong with him anyway. and he just believes that, and he's forgetting. You know, the press is not all Liverpool. They're rivals. They're gonna say things like that's gonna get in your nerves. You know what I mean? And that's what happened to him. And then all of a sudden, he's trying to completely wipe out the Klopp way of playing that he did last season that won him the league, trying to implement his ideas. But real coaches, what they do is they slowly integrate things. You know what I mean? They take their time with things. Like Cav said, I said this a while ago. If you've got a team that want you the league, you stick with them at the beginning of the season and you slowly integrate the new players in. That's what you do. You know what I mean? Because if you're going to throw players out there and it ain't working out, you keep doing it again and again, it's still not working out, then it's too late. And that's what's happened to him this season. He thought of these ideas too late. I honestly think if he just stuck with that team, he's got majority of the players. The core team that won the league last season is still there. If he did that 13 games ago, 14 games ago, whatever it is, I think we would have been in a better position right now in the league than we are. If you know what I mean.
Slow methodical play that we do.
But the thing is, Savage, what people say to me with the new players is because we spend a lot of money on them, we can't bench them. What do you mean about? Are you hearing about results? Are you hearing about money?
Like that build up that we have, that way we play, that slow. Bro, if you turned on the game and you wasn't a Liverpool fan halfway through, you would just assume that Liverpool's winning the game, and that's why you're playing like that, because you're trying to keep the lead. How can you try and keep the lead when you don't have a lead? That's how we play.
Yeah.
We don't even look like we're trying to get the ball to the strikers to score.
True.
We look like we're playing like it's 2-0 already. Let's keep the ball and pass the ball irrelevantly. That's why when I said it looks like there's no cohesion between the attack and the defense, or the midfield and the attack, is because I'll watch somebody give the midfielders the ball to do their job, and then somebody wants to give the ball back to Konate for him to build up. It's like they forgot that Trent's not there anymore, and they're used to Trent being in the spot where Konate is. So they just keep giving it to Konate to do a long ball. I'm like, bro, just pass the ball. That's why I get onto some of these midfielders. That's why it was a breath of fresh air then when Curtis started playing more, because I'm like, oh, he's trying to get the ball forward. Vert's trying to get the McAllister just kept giving the ball back to people. Szoboszlai just want that when Szoboszlai's there, they don't want to.
We pass back to Van Dijk from attacking positions as well, Savage. Look how often we pass back to Van Dijk.
And then Virgil just moans at everybody.
Yeah,
he's either telling you to go away or telling you to come closer. And when you get
we're attacking and we're passing back.
Yeah, but it doesn't make any sense.
I think you said it, Sav. Like everybody's associated Slot with like control football, and that he said that that's not what he actually wanted. He wants to play more attacking and stuff. I think slow, sideways passing, control. I don't think that's by design. I think that's what happens when you don't know how to progress the ball up the pitch.
I agree.
Yeah, and that for me is where then I go back to. There's not enough structure and it's poor coaching, because you're looking at the likes of Virgil and Konate passing the ball to each other. I don't think that's because they want to do that, because they're defenders. They want the ball to be away from them. They want the ball up the pitch. They just don't know how to get it up there. Yep. And so Virgil knows to do the diagonal cross and put it in the channel. Cool. But then he puts the ball into midfield, and the midfielders don't know what to do next unless it just comes from them rather than what they've been told. So the likes of Verts will drop on it and he'll turn because he's confident to and look forward. Grav will let the ball roll across him and he'll move forward. Curtis will sort of hold off a defender and turn, give it, but look to get it. That's them as players. That's their natural ability. That isn't what they're being told and coached to do. Because if they were, we would see it so more often. And this is where, for me, I'm so frustrated, because I'm like, you might as well get De Zerbi in then. Get a coach in that actually knows how to progress the ball up the pitch, that gives players instructions. I watched this Arsenal side, right, and I don't think they're all that. But my God, you watch them play the ball out to the right back. The right back puts it in field.
They win the first ball, second ball, third ball. They win everything.
Like the players know what they should be doing and where they should be, and their passing is just so intricate.
Arteta has an identity. Everyone keeps cussing him on that, but he's got one.
I was cussing him, but
even Pep, right? And Pep's changed his style over the past few years, right? Getting Haaland was the biggest change, because suddenly he had a big man up top. He played a few games where he just went direct up to him and played off that. But you watch a Pep side, right? And at the back, I wouldn't say they're great. I'd say in midfield, they're not great. But all their mission is to move the ball and feed it into the forwards. Because when you get it into Shirky and Reinders on the edge of the 18, they do little flicks around the corners and they link up naturally together.
There's movement, isn't it, Kev? There's movement.
It's intent. It's coached intent. We have none of that. And that's what frustrates me, because we will play against Leeds tomorrow, right? and all of us can pretty much guess what we're going to see. We won't see any new pattern of play, right? But I get pattern of play comes with like repetition. So I'm like, okay, show me something I've not seen before then. Show me a pass into midfield where there's a clear intent to get it in midfield and then zip it out wide to the fullback. And when the fullback's out there, pull it back across. Show me something that looks like it's been worked on.
That's why Frimpong looks like something we haven't seen before. The way he's going down the right wing and taking on players.
He's doing Frimpong's doing basic things, but
it's something different though. Cav and Savage. That's what I like.
Surely that's poor though, isn't it? Like we only beat Wolves because we had Frimpong that was standing still and thought, I want to run.
I want to run.
Beat his man, and he pulled it back, and it just so happened to go to our player. Because if you look at Gravenberch, he's in the area, but he's not
normally there.
He puts it in, right? Yeah. We then score a second goal based off the back of that momentum of that, where Ekitike does a brilliant bit of skill. Verts finds himself in the centre forward position, and it happened instinctively. That isn't coached. That isn't a pattern. I guarantee you now, watch the next 10 games, you won't see them 10 goals.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. You lot tell me, honestly as well, what was the last goal we scored where you thought it came from a pattern that he's clearly done in training? Or
Everton,
it's all individual stuff, bro. He's playing off the left. He's not playing through the middle. So the fact that he scored through the middle should show you that he's just done what he needed to do. Ekitike spun man on the left-hand side. He's up front. Bro, and before that, all the games where we're on an unbeaten run. Bro, all the games came from goals where people were kicking the ball at our defenders, trying to pass it out from the back, goalkeepers, defenders, kicking it at Ekitike. But, bro, that's how it happens, man. Even when Isak scored and Vert set him up, it's all... So when you watch the Arsenal... When I watched the Arsenal thing you gave me yesterday, Villa, one thing for sure, like, every time they got a set piece, Onana goes to the back post and he crouches down. That's what I kept watching. He kept crouching down at the back post. Every time Arsenal have all four of them go to the back post, and then the player puts his hand up for a signal. They run in between the gaps. They push the players back, and I'm watching it over and over again on it. And I'm just like, yes, patterns on it.
Yeah,
it's something so basic. I shouldn't even be excited by it but I'm like, we don't have any of that. You guys can't tell me what's going to happen on Liverpool corner.
Look at that dominance.
What's going to happen? Virgil and Kanate are going to whisper stuff to each other, which is obviously like 50 Cent lyrics or something. It's nothing to do with that. Because they do this whisper thing, and then nothing comes of it. Nothing comes of it at all.
But Savage, do you see the difference with Aston Villa yesterday, guys? Like, if you look at the first half with Onana in that midfield, look how dominant he was.
Yeah, without Onana, they looked.
Without Onana, they just folded. It shows how dominant you have to be in that midfield to control games when Onana was there, and that's something that's missing from our.
I would prefer Slot to come up with the way of playing, and if it goes wrong for a bit, just stick to it. If that's what you believe and you think you can get something of it and you can build patterns. Yeah. Because all this chopping and changing and winning a game here and then losing the game there, I mean, it's not going to save our season anyway.
No,
and I'm like, why do you? Anyway, yeah, like why have you got? Why? How did you go from 4-3-3 to 4-2-3-1 to a diamond and then back to your regular within 4 games?
Formation.
And every result was different.
Yeah.
And to this day, like, why do Liverpool get rattled when another team has a shot or scores or hits the crossbar or gets a throw in?
That's one thing that hasn't happened recently.
That's the part where I'm like, yo, that's where I'm looking at Virgil like captaincy. Yo, kick that in, bro. Because these men are rattled. Like, why is everyone rattled that this people score goals against you, bro? You can win a game 4-0, you can be winning a game 4-0, someone scores, it's 4-1 now. If that's Liverpool and we're winning 4-1 and there's 20 minutes left, the players will be rattled. Why? They've got to score 3 goals just to draw with you, bro. But they're rattled.
Yeah, man.
All of a sudden,
makes
everything
no
that
sense
in the game, everyone's miskicking stuff, and now all of a sudden, then the new players, Kirkers and that, start trying too hard because we need a 5th goal. No, you don't. Let's just win the game 4-1. Get that. Alisson's clean sheet's gone now, so you can't do anything different. Let's just leave. Let's just leave the game now. Wolves had they crossed the ball into the big guy and he had a header and it went over to the bar. Okay, that just wake up. Wolves are still in the game.
Yeah.
Not let's get rattled and Wolves might win. What are you doing? And it's every game.
Even Wolves had more of an what looked to be more of a coached intent as to how they were going to score. Yeah. It was get the ball up to the big man, knock it down, or get the ball wide and put the ball into the box. But when you pull it into the box, make sure you put high on it because this guy can lead. When we come up against Leeds tomorrow, right, I guarantee you will see more intent from Leeds or more of something they've worked on than we will. If we might win the game, right? And we might score more goals than them, but they will play in such a way that looks like they've worked on it. We just like, yo, do what you want in it. Like, just give it Verts. Just give it Verts somehow. That's what it is. Give it Verts and hope Ekitike plays well. That's our tactic. Whereas with Leeds, it will be, yo, man to man, energy, get the ball wide, straight in the box.
Calvert-Lewin, hold up.
Yeah, always play.
I want to have a look at some of the quotes I've seen over this course of the season so far, and see what you guys. Because when I was looking at a few of them, and he was making me laugh, innit? And I was just like, why did you say these things? So this is from Rio when he scored the goal, and then he mentioned, he said, a player told him in the dressing room they would have taken a touch. And that's where it goes back to when you said, yeah, like normally you just bask in it and go, yo, goal was cold. What a player. He needs to be playing more. All of these things that Jurgen Klopp probably would have said. And he said, nah, well, they said to him to take a touch. Like,
wow.
Yeah. Slot just didn't need to say it out loud because I get that quote. That sounds like a tongue-in-cheek kind of thing, and that's usually like gassing him up when he comes in. That was a goal, real. I ain't gonna lie, I would have took a touch still. but when Slot says it, because he has no personality and it's monotone, everything sounds like a disper. Everything does.
Yeah,
it does. It does.
Like, how do you think Rio, 70-year-old Rio's great today, won you the game? What do you think? Someone in the changing room said I should have took a touch. So.
And then this one, he says, I see a total difference in Federico now that from a large part of last season.
Well, why do you play him then? You know what I mean? Like,
bro.
Thanks, give up.
He said, no, he looks better this season, but I'm not playing him.
Oh, you don't even play him? What's the point?
Yeah, start, man.
I'm surprised he didn't go, yo, which one's Chiesa again?
He called him Federico as well, which is mad. He said, in general, I have sympathy for Eddie. I have text with him. So that was when the Isak saga was going on.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. If I'm Eddie Howe and Jason Tinsdale and that, I'm running up in your yard, bro. What you texting me for, bro? You lot been... Nah, you lot just robbed our player, yeah. You talking, bro. Because I know the text was some... Because if he's got no personality when he's talking, can you imagine his text messages? I bet he texts like my dad, bro. My dad texts with zero personality, bro. Yo, you're right, Dad. Happy birthday and that. Thanks. Yo, Dad, what you doing? You see the Liverpool game?
Yeah.
All right, safe, man. Don't speak to him for 2 months. No personality, bro.
Imagine being a player under him, man, when you see things like that.
You know he's never used an emoji, innit? You know that, innit? He's never used one.
Now, what if he did put like the eyes that you put earlier?
Proper grammar, punctuation, spaced out paragraphs. Yeah, he's one of them, bro.
I'll be so out. I'm like, bro, allow it. We're about to lose our main striker, and you're out here texting me, bro.
Yeah, he's not gassing up his missus after good stuff or nothing, bro. So how did you like that? It was all right. Like, like that's what you should do, innit? Like, it's
wait for my email review tomorrow, man. Don't talk to me.
Yeah, man. No, I wasn't wet enough. Well, it's fine margins in it, like lube and that. Like, fine margins, bro.
So we're in a GA deficit.
Yeah, but you know it's true, bro. I need you to get horny and that. Set. Let me just go. And he goes and starts watching Arsenal set pieces. Yeah. Ready. Gets back. Now you know that, bro. You know, bro. This geezer, I'm telling you, the happiest I've seen him is in Ibiza, bro. That's the happiest I've ever seen him.
He was gassed.
Yeah, smiling every time, mate. Yeah,
he was gassed. Hey, by the way, there's no context for anyone watching this after. These are just no context.
I don't think it matters with Slot, if there's context or not.
I found him to be in very good shape.
That's wild. That's funny. What do you mean by that, man?
That's the point.
Oh, bro. It's
a professional footballer, bro. You'd hope so.
Oh, man. This one had me. I was like, nah, this guy, you're right, bro. He said it's not always the best 11 that play. I have to balance it. And I'm like,
get him out of the club.
Man.
What? So if it's not the best 11 that always plays, so as Chiesa played this season,
Nah, but that's
as Rio played, as Trey played.
You know that's saved in his draft,
bullshit,
isn't it? This message is saved in his draft for Chiesa, bro. Every time Chiesa don't play, send him this text message. Balance, make him feel good about himself. Make Chiesa feel like he's part of the best.
There's the good ones and there's the bad ones. You're in the good, but
one of the good ones,
but
but
too many of the good
team.
ones.
Yeah.
Oh my days, man! This guy
Meanwhile,
kills
we got
me,
like the
bro.
most unbalanced side in the fucking league.
So bear in mind, yeah. So this was around that comment is around this run. So we was going through this run, this period in time, and he goes, "Yeah. In my opinion, we're very close to a result."
That might be one of the worst quotes out of all of them.
He's AI, bro.
We're a small club. We are a small club, man. Sacked him, man. Sack him. Bloody hell, man.
He said this around this period, yeah, when we was losing games. We were just losing games, and we smoked Frankfurt, and then we was like, "Yeah, let's run it, guys." And then we just got punched up by Brentford and Palace. We said, "No, close to the result. Don't worry about it, guys. We're nearly there. We're nearly there." My job is to always look for perfection, and we are not there yet as a team.
That's not your job.
What are you lying for, man?
It's football, bro. It's just, you're a sportsman. No one's expecting perfection, bro.
We're not.
Well, not even,
Can you just be good? Can you just be decent? Can you let the fans cheer about something? This guy, man.
This one was the utter lie, but here's where it is. It says, "I want to create a pathway for them to play in front of 60,000 people in front of our own fans." And this is him talking about the young players. So this was after the Palace game. I think either after the Palace game or before the Palace game.
It's not true, is it?
Yeah, it's not true. Yeah. So,
it's not true at all.
Yeah, try play on then. Give him some minutes.
You want to create a pathway?
Get him on the path.
Yeah.
Well, Rio, is Rio playing? No. So
What's the pathway? Like, what is the pathway he's talking about? Because I haven't seen it.
Oh, nobody knows. I don't think he knows.
Yeah, but I'm starting to think that Slot watches YouTube though, because we had these conversations about the youth, and the last 2 games he's put Trey on for like a minute.
I told you, man, when we spoke about Trey that day, Savia and Rio, then the Christmas pictures came out that same day, and he had his arms around Trey and Rio. I was like, is this guy trolling, man?
That's a message to your channel, bro. It can't be like the day before we spoke about that, and your video literally said about Rio, and then we spoke about they should both go on loan. The day after, man's got his arms around them in the Christmas picture, HD.
Wow.
4K in there. Yeah, look, bro. Because seriously, how come he's randomly started putting Trey on though? Like just randomly after half of the season's gone? Is it because Rio's minutes are run out? No, Rio's got enough, so now it's your turn. Is that what it is? Because Rio can't. Rio, all of a sudden, Trey's getting put in the picture. Rio can't play, bro. It doesn't make any sense, man. Yesterday I forgot. I'm watching the Chelsea game because I'm skipping between them. Because Fing is so good in it. Like, he's the truth, Esteban. He's the truth, bro. Like, they need to lock that contract up before Real Madrid comes sniffing. Actually, Real Madrid know what to do. Anyway, Vinny can go. Yeah, Esteban. I forgot Esteban was 18, bro. I forgot he was 18.
And
I'm watching the game, and I'm like, he's bossing the game. And him and Rio and all these men are in the age group and that, and he can't play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
That's what I've been saying.
It's crazy. None of us believe in that age shit, bro.
A warm welcome from me. That is for certain. So this is when Trent Alexander-Arnold made his way back to a certain pitch, man. I didn't want to. That's probably the only game of the season I wanted to win so much, bro.
When I made the
and I'm just like that. If you leave and think that you're better than us, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm just competitive, innit? We all played in the same team. You go, and it happened to be fair when one of my guys we played against his team, he just randomly kicked off left, and then we had a cup game played again. That day I just wanted to absolutely kill. I think we beat them like 6-1, but I was just like, you thought you could leave us to come here? All right.
Nah, I hear it, bro. Like on You Got Served in that when Sonny sold them out and then he tried to come back.
Yeah, it was Sonny sold them out.
Yeah, bro. That used to happen in all the Disney programs when was a kid Mighty Ducks and that. Go to the dart team.
Or you could come here and win.
Because I made a comment early when Trent was obviously because I was trolling everyone. Everyone hated me because I was back in Trent and whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. He's just gone to my other team, so I'll still watch. But I said, forget about Trent. Obviously wanted to go to Real Madrid, but there was a sticking point at one point where obviously he had to make a decision. And I said, I don't think he wants to play at right back in this team anyway.
Mm.
So the conversation would be, are you building up to me going into me? And before anyone says no, you're right back. Well, clearly not, because he left and Szoboszlai, who's a midfielder, went into right back. So he obviously does change stuff. And I can imagine that after a certain conversation, not saying that Trent would have mentioned it in the convo, like, Gaffer, where do you see me playing for the rest of the season and going forward? And he's like, no, you're right back. Made up my mind. At that moment, I made up my mind, bro. I'm like, I don't want to play at right back. Not saying it's right. And because he plays at right back at Madrid. But I don't want to play at right back in this team because I don't like the tactics and that. Everyone started off
want to go in there and create.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for years he's been hitting them raking balls up the pitch to Mane and Diaz, and then going into this season he'll be hitting it up to what, Verts or Gakpo. He's probably thinking, nah, if I can't hit these 40, 50 yarders, and you just want me to play it into midfield because now we've got to get to up to Verts and that. Well, no, that's not who I'm about. That's not what gets me the highlights.
And I'm convinced that in a couple of years, when one of them sporting directors or one of them staff members, they're all on high performance podcasts and that now trying to get their minutes.
Yeah.
One of them's gonna say, "Oh yeah, that season, yeah, we went ahead with the plans for the following season and put it all in one." Because I'm almost convinced this is so un-Liverpool like to try and what Cav was saying earlier, to try and get everything in one pre-season. You got all these players in, and you've lost Trent, you lost Diaz, and that. And I think that compiled with what happened with Jota and how the fan base was feeling, and we had just won the league. It's almost like there's like, yo, bring it forward. Because it's only a season forward. We're going to buy these players anyway. And that's probably the reason why Newcastle has such a problem. When I said to you, when I heard Eddie Howe speaking about Ekitike, and he was praising him, and how all of the attributes match up with Isak's on the stats, like they're all the same, they're almost identical. I'm like, the whole time I'm like, yeah, but why would Eddie Howe want to buy Ekitike when you've got Isak? It doesn't make sense. Even though they're like the same, you wouldn't want two of the same players. Well, you would if one of them's leaving the following season. But everything got rushed forward, and all of a sudden, we're never used to Liverpool fighting for a player. Fought for Verts and
who was on it, man?
Yeah. I mean, rushed them out of there. How much Newcastle? Oh, it's going to cost more money. Yeah, we'll pay more money then. It's never. That's so un-Liverpool like. And that's why I'm worried not worried, but going forward, not under this manager when we get a new one. Probably not going to spend that much money.
Oh, we ain't. No, hell no.
You spoke about Jota, obviously, our boy, and it says we missed a player and a person, and that's completely clear. Yeah, we do miss him. Yeah, I do miss this guy, man, because he could definitely score some goals.
The other day, bro, when I saw his son, that messed me up, bro.
Oh man,
little baby. That baby was an actual baby when Jota died.
Looks like him, innit? Looks like him, the little one.
He looks just like
so much, bro.
Like him.
Yeah, it did.
Little man.
I'm not even emotional like that still, so there was no tears because I'm hardcore in it. But when I saw his nails, and then I saw Virgil, and then the camera moved, and I saw his missus on the sideline. Nah, bro, that's when you don't know in the watch along, but that's when I started just shouting on the stream randomly, random stuff.
No, I did. I saw.
yeah, because I was like, oh, nah, bro. I was like, oh, I need glasses, and then I realized I had them on already.
He also said, I don't know if I have to prove myself. I don't know if I have to prove myself to the fans as much as I have to prove to myself. Yeah, so he doesn't rate us.
This is a damning statement.
Man.
See, I don't have to prove nothing to you, man. I gotta prove it to myself.
That's what Salah said. They know what Salah said as well. Man, isn't it? That's what Salah said.
Oh, damn.
I have to fight for my place, bro. I prove myself, bro.
I earned the right.
I've already earned the right.
No wonder they clash with each other, bro. They both think the same.
Stubbornness, man.
That's what I said earlier. Like he can prove to himself that he's right because he can come up with something that works and plays well. But if you don't convince the fans, it's not what we want to see from our team. Then your time's limited. And I don't know if I've got bias because it's Liverpool, and I just think about what we've had recently under Klopp and stuff, or whether every fan thinks that about their team. But I just think if you're not playing attacking football with energy and press and stuff, then you don't harness the power of Anfield, then it's going to end up like it is now. So proving a success to himself might just be, oh yeah, finally the players are playing this controlled possession-based football now. They're like, yeah, cool. We like winning, but we're bored, and we don't want to be bored for too long. So,
especially if you're going to the game, innit?
I'm gonna say sometimes you can believe in your own hype, innit? So it's always a dangerous thing, man. You should always have belief in yourself, bro. If you believe in your own hype too much, when it comes from like outward sources, the happiness and whatever happens comes from outward sources. You need to be careful because you're not the one on the pitch. So as much as you coach these teams and that doesn't come directly from you. So don't be thinking you're him too much, bro. Go look at the rest of the Premier League and managers who are better than you who lost their jobs after winning the league. You gassed yourself up too much, man. You can see it a mile off.
Yeah.
He thinks it's him and you're not, bro.
Yeah.
And you rest on your laurels and now you found out, oh, you know what I mean? So what happens, all these YouTubers, everyone's, I need to just get to 1 million. I want to get a video with 1 million views and that. They get that 1 million views video. Now you want to go on holiday with the money you made from the... Brother, you better get back and make another one the day after so you can get 700,000 views, bro.
Exactly,
You'll never touch it again. And that's what happens, but you start running around, I'm the best YouTuber, bro. God. You're not, bro. You was hot for then and now you're not. That's what happens, bro. So maybe he needs to read one of them self-help books and that. Gomez, pass him a book, bro.
No, it says people are focused on what we're not doing well. There are large parts of the game we are doing well. I don't know what game.
What he's watching. I don't think we're watching the same thing.
Has everyone focused on the wrong things?
It's a valid statement. It's a valid statement. I don't know if he should be saying it in the media because you sound like you're moaning. It sounds like you don't want people criticizing you. But first of all, we're the champions, so we have the highest standard in the league. We should have.
Yeah. So
if that falls off a little bit, that's what they're going to talk about. What's the point of just talking about you being good? It's what Cav just said. The last part of last season, everything was focused on the other teams because they were kind of bored of Liverpool. Yeah, you're winning everything, but like you're winning all these games, but you're not fun to watch. And if we don't have the Trent stuff to talk about, there's nothing to talk about. Remember, the last season it was all contract talk. What was the talking points? Salah, Virgil, and Trent. It weren't the football.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So I don't know what he expects, man. There is a point. You can't be wrong or right with what he said there because if you've won a game, it's valid that people are going to say, "Yeah, you're talking about the shots that everyone else had, but we won the game." That's also true, but it doesn't mean that you're wrong for what you're talking about the other way. Because the fans who just go to games and don't care about the tactics and that, and just want to win, or you're a tourist and you're just going enjoy it, bro. I will never talk down to them fans and say don't enjoy it. That's why when people come in the chat, you're just enjoying the thing. As long as you're not going to be rude to me, just enjoy it. Maybe the end of the video is not for you because we're about to analyze it and custom, bro. But you're allowed to do that as well. You know what I mean? He sounded a bit touchy there.
He says, I can tell you here, he could be on 6 or 7 assists already. I was Florian Wirtz. You know, when he was getting dissed by a lot of people, he was creating chances for the team, for his teammates, and they were out here hitting post and miss-kicking and missing the target. And you're like, bro, help him out, man. Not squaring the ball to him for tap-ins. He could have had goals earlier on. Just like, help him out. I mean, weren't helping him out.
They looked very happy for him when he got his goal, though, didn't they?
Oh, they did. Yeah, the players, 100%. Yeah, they were celebrating with him.
Says usually I'm calm and polite, but I don't mean it doesn't mean that I'm weak.
Cold. I rate for one day only. I rated him.
I like
that. This was around the Salah stuff, weren't it?
Yeah. Champions League press conference. It's I'm weak.
Mug me up, bro. You crazy,
man.
But this is where I feel he's took the approach of being quite political and quite neutral and a bit silent on stuff. Where actually, when we're going through such a poor time, I think just if you're gonna be like this type of cold manager, go all in on it. Then, like, make out you're the biggest, baddest boss around, and then we'll be like, as fans, we'll be like, yeah, you know what? It's crap football still, but our gaffer's got personality. Like, and he might be really divisive, but I think when you're close to losing your job, just become divisive in it. Go all in on one thing. And for him, he can't come out being like all, emotional and like play on people's heartstrings and that, because that ain't him. He's cold. So be freezing then. Be proper cold.
I'm with you, bro.
Like,
because remember, like Conte was like that. Once he was rattled and that, he said, "Oh yeah, I didn't want Barkley anyway, bro. I didn't want these players."
Mourinho was saying stuff.
Respect. That's like, you know how many Premier Leagues I've won? I'm like, yeah, I do. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Pep
You know
as well
what
had
else?
them snap moments as
Bro,
well.
Yeah,
he said this before the Inter Milan game in the press conference. After the game, he had more chat for Seedorf and that. Seedorf's like, I think you as a manager, you should go in there and open his son. Does the player think he's wrong? He wasn't on it, and I like it because it's the Dutch thing, innit? They're like, we can speak to it on a Dutch thing. Tried to do it with Virgil as well. Virgil's looking at Seedorf like he was a prick. I rate it. Look at him like he's a prick.
Yeah, and he said, what did he say? He said, well, that's your opinion. And then looked away.
Bro.
I said, raw.
Yeah, bro, rattled, don't care. Standard, bro. I've seen you, man, talk shit. And I would prefer, man, to be like, I ain't gonna lie. I saw all you content creators talking shit, bro. And you ain't in the changing room. So what?
Yeah.
Because when you see me on road, you're gonna ask for an autograph or you're not. Shut up, bro. You get me?
This is where I think this is where, like, and a lot of fans are probably gonna hear that and be like, I don't like that. I don't want manager to do that, because you're judging off what managers have been before. But if we're forward thinking, with the rise of social media and the content creation and opinions that are shared and everything like that, surely a modern day manager can use that to his advantage and be like, yo, I heard what you've been saying. And guess what? You ain't me. And you ain't, like you say, Sav, you ain't at training with me. You ain't in the dressing rooms. You weren't privy to that conversation I've had with that player. So, yo, just relax.
Content,
like, you can have personality.
Have personality, bro.
Because the one that does, the next, when you think about the future of football and the future of football managers and stuff, yes, obviously they've got to be good coaches, tacticians, this and that and this and that. But the ones that will, the next wave of big ones when Pep's moved on and everyone else, is going to be the ones with personality. Like, personality will get you so far.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But then, no, these football managers now are like the presidency, in it. You got 4-year term and you're done, bro. Like, we're not going to see Pep Guardiola's the longest serving manager in the Prem. There ain't going to be another one, bro. Managers getting rotated out every 3 seasons. So while you got the job, I'm going to lose my job eventually anyway. Whether I'm successful or not, I'm going to lose my job eventually. Yeah, because after Pep, it's Arteta, bro. He was a coach 6 years ago. He was his number 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, what is it? You can't just talk shit to me, bro. Get away with it. I saw what you said.
Pep must take so much pride in this, that he's made these men go and be winners, bro. He must claim all the trophies. It's because of me, bro.
Remember that time when Klopp was the gaffer and Lovren was still there? One of the press crews tried to speak to Klopp. Said, I ain't speaking to you. Said, what? Said, you know why, bro? You saw what you said.
Yeah.
You know what you said about Dejan, bro? What? So I ain't talking to you again, like that.
Yep.
Yeah, he said, can someone else ask that question?
Yeah, bro.
I said, raw.
You're going to make up rumors about my player and that, and then just think you can talk to me. That's what every manager should be on that, because they're your players for that period of time. But Slot has this thing where it seems like that's a team, he's a manager, and then on the weekends, he's our manager. But everything else is separate. No, don't separate it, bro. Trenches together. Can you hug somebody when we score a goal, please? Just once. Every day hugging Sam Broncos and them, man. Go hug Virgil or something, man.
He played Curtis a nice little compliment here, man. So much confidence, so much work rate, really comfortable on the ball as well.
Is that his face when he said it? Because that must have killed him. Look at him. He looks rough as anything to say that.
He just said it. Oh, man. What was this one? He says, happy because in football, it's about the results.
That was the last game.
That was when we got to start going on a run of form. When you're going on that nice little run of form, winning games. You, man, can shut up about this performance thing, bro. It's about results. And I'm getting them now.
Yeah.
I remember in that run of games, bro, when we were rattled and that. Remember that game and when man was clean shaven before the game and after he had a 5 o'clock shadow after the game?
I was like, how?
Man grew a beard in game, bro. Stressed.
Just stressed out. It just came in. It's like the next day. And it was early as well because they did it like 9 a.m. I was like, you clean shaven yesterday. How was 9 a.m. the next day? Stubble, bro. That's great. He says, I will have a conversation with Mo this morning, and then the outcome determines now things will look tomorrow. So that's when Mo said what he said. And he said, listen, I'll speak to him, innit?
When Mo gets back.
Why did Mo do that, man? Why did Mo do that?
When Mo gets back, do you think that Slot should just slap him on the bench for the first game anyway?
When he slapped him on the bench after he apologized, I already knew that Arne Slot weren't having none of it, bro.
Yeah.
Because I thought, what everyone thought was going to happen? Apologize, Mo would start. I think that was the conversation we had, didn't it? It's like, he'll be back in the team then. He's like, nah, you're sitting on the bench still, bro. Sit on the bench.
Well, he came on, didn't he, in the first half anyway, because Gomez got injured.
He had to.
Yeah.
And then Mo Salah started running around, boy. Started creating.
Say this there. Say we win the games. Till Mo returns from the AFCON. Is he going to get back in the team?
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, the whole bench, bro.
That's scary shit, you know that.
You have to play the team that, you get me? You remember, 11 players, we need balance, remember? So Salah's one of the best players. You got a whole bench. They were your quotes, not mine, bro. Because I saw Salah was making a point as well. Salah went to AFCON, scored twice in the first 2 games, bro, instantly. Yeah. Said, I know what he's doing, bro. He's trying to send a message.
I know. So, last question then, lads, before we head out, man. Do you think we can win something in 2026?
As long as Arne Slot's there, hell no, man. Nah. I don't think we have that winning mentality anymore, bro. Like, we're just trying to scrape just to get into the top 4 the way it looks at the moment. It depends on the signings, isn't it, as well? Yeah. Like, I don't know if we're going to sign
anyone. Don't even make a difference. He shouldn't sign anyone.
If he's getting out, yeah, he shouldn't really. But you could still sign for the future, can't you, Savage? Though, you still sign like someone like Gahey. Huh?
Where they gonna go?
No, someone like Gahey or something like that. You know what I mean? That's for the future. Even
okay.
You know what I mean? If you could still like make a signing like that. Everybody's saying like, let's wait till the end of the season. I don't think we should wait until the end of the season because we ain't got enough centre backs. You can't rely on Gomez. You know what I mean? Gomez is gonna break down no matter what. So it only takes one injury from the 2 that's already there for the season to be a disaster. You know what I mean? And top 4 will be difficult for us to get into. So pay anything that you can just to get Gahey through the door in the first few weeks of the transfer window, I say. Because with Gahey at least it's for the future. It doesn't have to be for this manager. It's like for the next manager as well. So
I'm saying, use like if Gahey comes to Liverpool, he ain't sitting on the bench.
Nah, listen, Konate ain't signing a contract. I mean, so there shouldn't be guaranteed place for him.
I'm quite like that under the radar as well. Can we win a trophy? Yeah. Will we? I don't know, bro. Because honestly, the way we've been playing this stinky football can win you an FA Cup.
Yeah, it can.
Honestly, bro. Like when I think to all the times Liverpool's won trophies, it's not always off the back of playing well. It should be, but I don't know, bro.
It's the way he takes up the cups as well, isn't it, Savage? It doesn't take it seriously either. So
actually, no, never mind. No, we won't. Because I'm thinking now. No, you know what it is? Because I'm thinking we'll struggle against lesser teams, bro. Like that's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Liverpool can get themselves up for big games sometimes, but I feel like who we got Barnsley in it.
Yeah,
it's already petrifying to me. He better just play the full team, bro. Like the full team in Rio, bro. Honestly,
he's got no choice. They ain't gonna win any other choice.
Rio,
who's out on the left wing, and then put Rio in and put Trey in and play the rest of the team. But if I'm telling you, man, we beat Barnsley in that, and they give us Forest Green after, bro. Cavs team and that, who's what he's managing. It's dark, bro.
Wait. You don't want to call up against my side, you know.
Our transfer window was 450. His budget's 30 grand, bro.
Sam, I did tell you as well. Sorry, this is the tangent. I told this ends the other day. I had an £80,000 transfer budget, right? And I thought I'm just going to make 3 signings, okay? Because you can't tell these guys in Enterprise National to do tactics. It's all about hoof the ball or energy, work rate, aggression, right? That's what you sign. I tried to sign this Spanish player because he looked like he had a bit of tech, right? And I thought, striker up top, I'll get this guy on a free transfer. Fits the bill. Email came through. Yo, he ain't got a work permit. I said, that's cool. Appeal, right? No bother. We'll appeal it, you know. We might get some success. Day later, came back. Appeal failed. I said, appeal it again. Right? So I picked appeal again. Right? I said, I don't care. We'll buy him a flat. It don't matter. We'll sort it. Right? A day later, came back. Transfer fell through. Appeal didn't work. Can't be granted a work permit. And then I scrolled down. I read the bottom line. It said each appeal costs 20k. I lost 40 grand and off my budget. Appealing for a player I didn't get.
Cav went all in for the Spaniard. Man saw the name Raul Hernandez and that and said, I'm getting him, bro.
It was Cruz. I said, yo, I'm in.
Oh, man. Imagine the small print saying 20 grand each.
20 grand an appeal.
That's a killer. 20 grand a killer.
Out the budget.
And remember that used to happen with your credit, bro. Remember when we used to used to work in the phone shop? Every time we tried to search for someone's phone, the credit rating took a hit, and I'll just be spamming it. Try again.
Try again. You'll pass this time. Don't worry. Nah, don't worry. You pass. Don't worry.
Commission, bro. You ain't leaving this phone. You ain't leaving this shop without a phone. Somehow you're leaving with a phone.
Start asking. Your grandma's still around. Yeah, right, she's your guarantor. She's your guarantor.
That's what we used to do, innit? Yo, you ain't got a nan and granddad, great granddad, or nothing. Like you ain't got a brother-in-law. You get me? I'll give him a BlackBerry as well. But don't worry, bro.
Yeah, he needs
sell it to anyone, bro. Yeah, man.
You don't want him running around for the landline. He needs a phone by him, innit?
No, it's dark, bro. I'll sell a phone to your unborn child, bro. Yeah, you planning the baby in the future, BlackBerry in that. Yeah, man. Anything for the commission, bro. Dark
he can't even click the buttons yet. Nah, BlackBerry. You got this.
Dark,
you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Yeah, man.
I used to be a killer salesman, you know, bro. Killer. Oh my days. Some of the stuff I think, nah. That's why I don't trust them, Cav. You know when you said the other day about calling them, and I said to you, I can't call salespeople because they'll wind me up because I know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, it's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah,
bro. I bet you've got that walk up in it when you're in these board meetings and that, and you know what they're gonna say, and you just have to like play the game and that. But in your head, you're like, bro, I know where you're going with this.
Shut up, man. Yeah, just get on. Can we just get to the end of it? Like we talk about the figures.
That's what I do. I purposely go to the end of your script. As soon as someone says something to me, I'm like, I already know what you're doing. You know, I just start. Listen, don't try it, bro. I know you want some commission on it. Don't play with me, bro. Don't play with me, bro. But
I don't allow. I purposely don't allow reps into my office because I can't stand the chat. Like it's all small talk and like, oh, I brought you like some biscuits and just hoping we can work together in the future and stuff. I'm like, nah, miss me with that stuff, please. I can't do small talk as it is, so it's just like
it's horrible, isn't it?
Don't waste my time. Like you don't care about me, I don't care about you.
Offered pay as you go.
Yeah, trust. Small talk's horrible. It's horrible in any space, man. I don't like it. Like, don't talk to me, innit? Just wave to me, innit? If you're gonna come in small talk me, just put your hand up to me, like.
You're right.
As soon as you see someone in the gym, oh, what you training? Motherfucker, the same thing I train every time you see me, bro. Help me, bro.
No, for me though, like I'm always in a rush. Everything I do. Obviously, I'm chilled now because I got 2 weeks off work. But when I get back to work, my time is so precious. So if someone stands there talking to me about needless conversation, I'm just like, miss me with it. Move on. Come on. I'm like, yo, let's keep, I've got things to do. So if I'm stood there in the gym and someone wants small talk, I'm like, yo, I've got 40 minutes to train. And that's just about
I know I've got to get back. I planned my day around this. Chatting to me, wasting my time.
There's like a pandemic of people that start a conversation in the middle of it, like with a random word. They don't say hello in that. There's like, Liverpool. The fuck is that? I'm just, you're not going to say hello in that. Just start middle of the conversation and that. Trump, innit? What? You're like, what? Nah, man, you better greet me properly, bro.
I had that. You know, when Isak got injured, I had that. A guy just shouted over to me, Isak. And I was like, in my head, it wound me up because I was just like, but I begrudgingly went like, yeah, I know, bad news, innit? And then, but like, I'm like, just talk normally, man.
Talk normal, man.
Like, I don't have to work for this conversation. Do you know what I mean? Like, either we're having it or we're not. But it's like, don't do that. Don't do that. I don't need that.
Yeah, hey, man. It is what it is.
It's a bit, all right. 2025, man. Liverpool's been dark, bro. When you think about the whole stretch of 2025, it's been the weirdest year of Liverpool. Like, we've won the league this year, innit? We've dashed it away in the same year.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have a better second half of the season, though.
But that's not hard, bro. We lost like 7 games out of 9, didn't we?
I think we're gonna have the opposite. You know, like last season we had a good start and then we had a rubbish second half. I think because we've had a rubbish first half, we'll have a better second half.
Well, I'm guessing there's no
Slot will be here next season. Is that what you're saying then?
Yeah. He will be, bro. I've already accepted it.
Yeah, man. And there's no parade unless we win the Champions League, no, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We need a parade, don't we? So
yeah. Like, want to use like bucket early on me, and I'll turn up still. You think we'll get
buy
crushed in
back?
the
No,
text this weekend?
I need to kind
Sam,
of.
your Airbnb at Alton Towers is still booked.
Oh, don't start, bro.
My God.
Yeah.
I was laughing with Ben yesterday. I said, "There's no way we are at a parade this season." Yo, I'll see you guys in 2 years because there ain't no way you'll be in
It's hard to believe that the parade was this year, man.
Liverpool, bro.
How things change so quick.
And pretend that we won something.
Yeah. That's true.
We just go like, "Yeah, Champions League, yes." #7. You might have to. This is long.
That was in May, innit?
Yeah.
It was in May, brother. Things change so quick, Liverpool, man. Hopefully, we can get back to what we need to do, man. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the longer they leave it, you can fall off a cliff, bro. We've seen that with other football teams, man. So I don't know what they're gonna do, but I do have a feeling that Slot's still gonna have his job next season, which is not good.
Oh, come on, Savage, man.
I can't sit through a preseason watch-alongs with Slot as the gaffer again. That's too far, man. It's too far, bro. So
need some good football in it.
The only like positive way of I can look at it is that I actually don't think Man City and Arsenal are great.
No,
if we get a lot of basic things right, we won't be far off. But
yeah, I agree.
Like they said they're probably gonna improve further, or at least you got to assume they will. So, if it was the Man City of old, where they were racking up like 99-point seasons, I'd be like, Jesus Christ, might as well just give up now. But to try and get through this season, improve this season, make smart signings in the summer, and then get to like a mid 80-point season next year, that could be enough to win your league. So I suppose you've not got to be the best football team of all time. You've just got to be better than everyone else for that season, isn't you? So and the standard ain't that high.
Yeah. Can't let Arteta win the league, bro, because I think he'll get better. I think Arteta looks like one of the managers that when he finally gets over the line, it's problems for everyone.
Yeah, he'll just know how to win.
He's good. There might be stuff that people don't like about him and that, and sometimes the football's a bit like negative and that.
That's what Arsenal's missing, isn't it, Savage? Just that major win. Once they get that on the way.
They've already got pull as a club, and they've been rubbish, bro, and they've still got pull to get players in.
You know what? I like as well. They will get rid of. The ones that. And I hope they do it. The ones that help them through games, like a Trossard, Jesus, when they're fit, like they somehow find a way to get goal. Once they start getting rid of those guys, that's what I want, because that's the mistake we did. Same mistake. We got rid of players that was helping us through. Yeah. Even though people didn't rate them, there was games where they were so vitally important to us, and they were
look at the bench yesterday. Ends. Look at the bench at Arsenal yesterday. Like, they had Kai Havertz, they had Jesus, they had.
That was chilling. Declan Rice wasn't even in the squad. It was man.
Eze.
And if they start replacing them players, like Enz is right, but if they get rid of them but replace them with better players, bro, I'm not trying to see that, because when they said that Havertz and Jesus was coming back, and now Jesus come back, scored 2 goals in 2 games, bro, and he's looked sharp because he's a good player anyway. Man, this is a problem. They've had Moreno when not scoring goals this season already, and they've got young'uns coming up in the ranks. So,
Gabriel's back in defense now.
As much as I don't like them, you don't want them winning the league, I promise, man. Trossard's he's always been one of those players, in that
they're not even relying on set pieces anymore, are they, Savage? They're not even relying on set pieces anymore. They're scoring goals freely.
That's why I'm happy, man. At least we picked up that league title, man, because it could be dark,
It could be dark, yeah.
Could be dark, man. But listen, we'll wrap it up there, man. Big up Cav, big up South, big up FOZI. Big up to the chat. Great conversation, man. I think I've got another stream at 4:00, so I'll see you guys then. But listen, if I don't see you guys or speak to you guys, have a happy new year, man. Should be fun. 2026 new year. Is everyone going new year, new me? Is that the slogan now? Or
that's for the baddies, bro. I ain't doing that,
bro. Your Ends is changing his thumbnail now as we speak.
New year, new me, bro. I might have to run it still.
He was looking for an endorsement then. Nah, bro. You just got that.
Nah. Gotta change it then. I was gonna go do something funny like that, but nah, long it. All right, man. Let's see if Liverpool can win. What we got tomorrow, right? So man, that game's gonna be interesting, though. Very interesting. All right, peeps. Peace out, man.
Love, man.